told you we want to do something.
Publicly, Iranian officials have remained defiant, rejecting demands to give up their nuclear program. For now, a ceasefire continues, so the White House is telling Congress hostilities have terminated, arguing that stops the clock on a 60-day deadline to seek authorization from lawmakers under the War Powers Act. America is listening to Fox News.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea. We were meant to live free. Free to pursue our future, work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if everyday aches and pains are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from pain. I tried everything and anything to help me get rid of my pain, and nothing freed me. It just masked the pain, and the side effects diminished my quality of life. I'm sure you have been there if you have real bad pain. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free, research-based formula that is designed to help your body fight inflammation, one of the root causes of pain. And it is not a quick fix or a temporary mask. It works from the inside out, at the source. Relief Factor. It was created for people to get back to living their life on their terms. Is that you? Walking, working, exercising, enjoying the moments that matter? This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take your stand for your own freedom. Declare your independence from pain. Try Relief Factor today. $19.95, 3-week quick start. Ready for you right now. Visit relieffactor.com, 800-4-RELIEF.
Attica! Mayday. Anyway, look out, it's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis. Better every day. From the star-bursting mountains of Macon and the flag-waving man with Holy Crap at Sports is coming up, and all is well. Flounder is in the house. Tommy Newsom and the orchestra is on the board there on May Day on 106.3. Let Her Rip Friday. Anything goes, my friend. Pete Davis, how you feeling? What's new? And what's in the Mountains of Macon Rehab Center?
Well, happy Beltane to all our pagan listeners.
Now, Beltane, tell the little people, Bob, we do this every year. You explain, you're more of a like international Irish sort of a Beltane guy or something. What's that all about?
Well, it's one of the 2 times a year, including Samhain, which is Halloween, where the veil is lifted and thinned and the dead walk amongst us.
That's right. Well, all I really can say about that is Saturday! Jeff's getting it down cold here. Now, do I understand, Flounder, that our board op here this week will be moving onward and upward, or is that not a thing yet?
I'm not. I'm not sure what they got planned for him next, but I know he'll be training on the morning show as well. So I believe the management will be in touch.
I'll be careful about that. Get to that morning show. You know, it's kind of teacher's pet down there.
Just sending me to the dark side.
Yeah, wouldn't be the first time. They might turn on you. Anyway,
enjoy all those catered breakfasts they get.
Yeah, there you go. Actually, I think they do have people coming in with actual food. Okay, nobody's going to make you one of the Kimmer's big-time Charlie cold, big-time, horrible, wonderfully cold chocolate chippers either, though. I know
I'm
that.
going to miss that.
Anyway, here's our number. The gang's all here. Here's the number, 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Let Her Rip Friday, like every day. It's a beautiful day. It's a little cooler. It's a beautiful sunny day. And the Braves are in Colorado, I believe. And I think it's like an 8 o'clock tonight game or something. And so 680, the fan will hit that for you. By the way, are we supposed to be mentioning this 680 thing? Should I get a little plug here?
What is it?
It's a morning show thing, but it says all shows. The first time I've seen it, though. They're the Georgia Swarm.
Go ahead and
big semifinals tomorrow. Versus the Halifax Thunderbirds tomorrow night at 7:30. They want to pack the house. The Fan and the Swarm, the 680 The Fan, are bringing a great offer of 4 lower bowl tickets for $68. For some of the best seats in the place. That's tomorrow, 680thefan.com/swarm. And it's at Gas South Arena. That's Gwinnett, right? Isn't that Gwinnett County?
Gas South Arena is, yes.
Is that right? Everybody know that? I think, Pete Davis, you know, Gas, I think
yes.
Gwinnett Arena. Anyway, so there you go. And then so 680thefan.com and then /swarm. And everything will be fine. Okay, again, it's a beautiful day. It's Let Her Rip Friday. Neil Boortz joining us at 4 o'clock. o'clock. We don't know exactly where he is, but that's why it's fun to get in touch with him. He may still be down his place in Florida. You never know. And so that's at 4 o'clock. We'll have Pete's tweets. We'll do some Pete's tweets, whether he knows or not. We have our tweets. Got some hanging.
Been trying to do them all week.
I know you have. Well, I also we're trying to put no pressure on it because it's bad enough that you're back to full hourly thing basically, and still have to do the sports thing, which is it takes time. So we're just trying to ease into the thing here. That's all. Also, a Flounder mentioned something for me, which I got amused by. Let me ask you this: Hey, Jeff, have you been in the men's room today?
Once.
Have you noticed anything?
No.
Flounder, you noticed something?
There are fresh new urinal pads.
That's right. They have them every once in a while. And you can't help but notice.
Well, it helps.
Well, most of us can't help it.
Yeah, and it helps the smell of the bathroom.
Yeah, and it really does make a difference, and you almost can't help but say, whoa, that's nice. Anyway, just for kind of the funny. Let's see. 307-404-741-1230, 741-1230. This May Day thing, we got a lot of newsy stuff, including the May Day thing. And for the record, I'm watching video now. Far-left screw-old protesters are taking over streets and roadways in Los Angeles, in New York City. They're all over the place. And in fact, on the New York Post says the demonstrations across Europe and Asia show that International Workers' Day is a little different than it used to be. Paris, Istanbul, Madrid, Manila, Seoul. Protests expanding beyond workplace grievances. Now they're linking living costs and social inequity to war in the Middle East and American foreign policy. And again, I saw a thing this morning. I find an actual story on it. Get over there, you dirty. Oh, sorry. No, it's fine. Fox News had a little thing here, was doing some commentary on it. In Chicago, the whole thing about the teachers wanted to have the whole day off for the students. So instead, they were getting such flack for it that they made a deal with the teachers' union in the Chicago school district and said, well, we'll have buses ready so the kids can get on the bus. We'll take care of that so they can go to all these I Hate America rallies. And at these I Hate America rallies, the program format for the programs to teach people to have their comments on May Day in Chicago for the school students as young as elementary school includes transitioning and gender ID. Those are among the topics. Equality, diversity, the DEI thing, including gender inequity and gender identity for 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds. What? I mean, seriously. I mean, where did this? If I'd been in a coma, maybe 10 years ago, and you told me that this was now a thing that is normal and standard, and kids having sex change operations and stuff, I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. Anyway, so that's what's going on with me. Now I don't know if we have any May Day. Did you notice any? I didn't notice any May Day stuff coming in today.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Pete, how about the mountains of Macon? Any May Day action going on up there? You probably haven't left the house or the rehab center there. I guess probably.
The groundhog slept in today, so I don't think he's going to come out.
Oh, so. I hope he's all right. I didn't go up there. I did not harm the groundhog. And the reason I used to harm groundhogs was for the benefit of the prettiest girl I ever saw when I was a teenager.
Try and get laid, and it didn't happen. Did it?
Oh, you know what I found? You know what I found? Oh, speaking of that, can I tell a Kimmer story?
Sure.
A funny link to a Kimmer story. You know the story in Maine? We're talking about politics. Actually, it's a major news story. In Maine, the race for governor now has completely changed. I'm sorry, for Senate. The race for senator in Maine against Susan Collins. Susan Collins is a Republican. Sounds like a 95-year-old woman who's been there a long time, but she's a Republican. She's a rhino, but she's officially Republican. Running against her was a girl governor of Maine, as well as the guy who got caught being a Nazi, a former Marine who got caught with a Nazi tattoo. Remember that story? Yeah. The guy had the Nazi tattoo, and he said, oh, well, it's just, we didn't, Well, the guy is also a Marxist and a communist. He's a Jew hater. He salutes Hamas. He's in favor of a Palestinian takeover. I mean, there's one thing after another. It's an unbelievable story about this guy. And he also, the Democrats are now, the governor of Maine girl dropped out of the race. She couldn't raise any money. So the Democrats now realize the only person in the race is this Nazi. this jarhead freaking Nazi. So now the Democrats have to rally around him. So they're actually saying, well, that tattoo thing was, he had such a rough childhood. He's a Marine. You got to, he went, you know what? He went to a prep school that charges $75,000 a year. You know what that prep school name is? Hotchkiss. You know who also went to Hotchkiss? The guy, first name only, Pete, who got as a graduation present from prep school in 1964 a Mustang convertible the first year they came out. And it was in that Mustang that I drove with him to Montreal, and where I got myself a $40 lady of the evening in her hotel room. And I tried to kiss her, and she said, no to kiss, no to kiss. And Hotchkiss Prep School ties the Kimmer in to the Nazi running for Senate in Maine. I'm sorry, Pete, you had to hear that.
That story just made me sneeze. And sneeze hurts.
It hurts.
It hurts. So, you know what? If I was Republicans in Maine or the Democrats,
oh my God, yeah,
I would find a Holocaust survivor with their own tattoo.
Yeah.
And
how about this text? Yeah, 74126. Yeah. Seriously, I mean, and then the Democrats had to support him. All of a sudden saying, oh, crap, our only chance to beat Susan Collins is this guy. So now they're all, well, he's had a rough go, and he's turned himself around. Here's a young man who shows that you today can be it's unbelievable.
Does he still have the tattoo?
Of course.
You can take tattoos off.
I think he's tried to cover it up, if I'm not mistaken. He tried to cover up the part that shows it's a Nazi part, special tattoo thing. I mean, but it's out there. It's too late. It doesn't matter whether, I covered up. Why? Well, because they caught me. So it even looks worse. You tried to hide it after it's all out. So anyway, oh my God. Oh, mercy. 3:13. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Everything's fine. We'd love to talk to you, see how you're doing. And by the way, we got a scandal story which got cleared up, and now it's even more of a scandal. And I wonder why this guy hasn't been taken care of. Well, it's all coming up. And Turning Point USA and Erica Kirk and this, oh man. And Paula, we got it all. Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, and Jeff on the board on 106.3. How's your Friday? Look out. Here we go. Anything goes.
Keep up with all of our shows and the latest headlines by following Extra 106.3 on Instagram, X, Facebook, Truth Social, and all your social media platforms. Plus exclusive giveaways and more. So follow now at XTRA 106.3.
Hey, what's up? It's Drake Baldwin here to talk about my personal Rookie of the Year, Superior Plumbing. They say you can't be Rookie of the Year more than once, but Superior has been proving themselves for over 40 years as the GOAT of plumbing. Whenever I need a leak repaired, toilet replaced, or water heater, I call Superior Plumbing, and you should too. They handle each job with care and honesty. For Superior, there's no job too small.
For Superior, the honest one, call 770-422 Plum.
Hey, this is Los with David from Atlanta, who just purchased his new car with the Honest Car Guy, the new, fully transparent way to buy your next vehicle. David, tell us about your experience.
I had been looking for a vehicle for a couple months. The car buying process was a little challenging at first for me. I had some credit issues in the past, and I just happened to hear a familiar voice on the radio, and it happened to be on the Honest Car Guy ad. I got in touch with Tom. Within 2, maybe 3 days, I had a vehicle being shipped here from Orlando, Florida. I have already recommended him to family members, several friends, and I'll purchase a car from Tom when I make my next purchase for sure.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Here today with Evan Ward of Atlas Retirement. And Evan, I recently read an article that said 65% of those surveyed, they're more worried about running out of money in retirement than they are of death itself. So let's talk about some of the ways you can help our listeners replace that paycheck they've relied on for all these years in their working lives.
Well, it makes sense that they'd be scared of that, because what do you do if you run out of money in retirement? You're going to go back to work? Who's hiring folks that are retired and physically and mentally, you're going to be able to do that. And isn't the whole point of having a financial advisor so that you never have to worry about that again? So one of the ways that we do that is we build a fully comprehensive income plan so that we know there's money coming in every month that'll cover your bills, give you the quality of life that you're looking for, no matter what the market's doing, no matter how long you live. In some cases, regardless of what happens to you health-wise. So we can put plans in place to eliminate or at least mitigate all of those kind of risks every single person deals with in retirement.
I know a lot of our parents relied on pensions, but let's be honest, Evan, the pension is becoming a thing of the past. But there are ways for folks to create their own personal pensions, aren't there?
Yeah, so I'm a big proponent of do-it-yourself pension. But when we do the pension ourselves, the one negative with a pension is all the value in the pension goes away once you turn on the actual income. With the plans that we build, with the do-it-yourself pensions, you maintain that asset, or more specifically, your surviving spouse, your kids. And so you live forever. You get a ton of paychecks, and whatever's left over goes to the wife and kids, surviving spouse, beneficiaries, whoever that might be.
Call Atlas Retirement for a complimentary review of your savings and investments today. Call 678-736-7799. Again, that's 678-736-7799. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Ba-da-dum. Bum-bum-bum.
It's a pretty song.
Big hit for Gordon Lightfoot. Canadian singer and songwriter. Gordon Lightfoot passed away on this day in 2023, 3 years ago. It was 84. Not so young. This was, I can't believe this. This was a 1971 hit in Britain, but it only reached number 30. If you could read my mind. He also wrote and recorded the 1974 number one hit, Sundown. And this little thing here about his efforts, it doesn't even mention. Didn't he do a record with the Edmund Fitzgerald?
Yeah.
That's the biggest song in the history of the world, and it doesn't even mention that here in this obit thing. It's amazing.
Sundown was the first single I ever bought.
Yeah, I remember you said that. Several of his albums were gold and multi-platinum. Internationally, his songs have been recorded by everybody from the Guess Who. Lyrics contain many Lightfoot song titles. Gordon Lightfoot passed away, 84 years old, 3 years ago.
We got Eagles tickets, don't we?
Do we have Eagles tickets, sir?
Yes, we do. We have one more.
All right,
set.
Pete Davis, do you have a quiz, and when do you want to give them away?
I do.
Oh, what's that? You have two quizzes?
No, I have one.
Oh, okay.
We'll do it right at the top.
You got to do a little
turn
more
my
singer.
mic on. Sorry about that. That's my fault.
Radio 101.
Yeah. Let's do it at 4:03.
4:03, ladies and gentlemen.
4:03.
Two Eagles tickets, 4:03, and 404-741-1230.
Time to bone up on your Eagles.
Yeah, you got another Eagles question, do you?
I do.
It's going to be now again. I guess it really depends on how fast somebody can get to Google. I'd like to know the ninth word of the fourth song on track 2 kind of deal, geez.
Actually, Jeff just reminded me we'll have Boortz at 4 o'clock, so we'll do it at 3:30. We'll do it when we come back at 3:30.
All right. Well, yeah, 10 minutes or so. Yeah, excellent.
Give them time. It involves another band, and it may be hard to Google. So
okay, an Eagles quiz involving the Eagles and another band. Okay, at 3:30. All right, 3:20 right now. Let's see. We did go ahead. Our birthday list includes Rita Coolidge. Rita Coolidge, Your Love Is Lifting Me Higher and Higher. Although Jackie Wilson had Higher and Higher, as far as I'm concerned, was a real song. That was used in Ghostbusters 2. It was not Rita's version, though. Rita Coolidge is 81 years old today. Yeah, young chick. She is Chris Christopherson's ex-wife. They got divorced in 1980. She also shared Cowabungas with Stephen Stills. He wrote the songs Cherokee and Sugar Babe about Rita Coolidge, with whom he has... with whom I have... Who was that little fat guy with the... What was his name? That little comedian, the little fat guy from Saturday Night Live.
John Lovitz.
John Lovitz. And the blonde girl that 90210, what was the girl he was talking about?
Well, he always talked about Morgan Fairchild.
Morgan Fairchild, with whom I've had sex. thank God. Also, this is kind of an amusing thing here today, and see if you guys can relate to this. On this day in 1950, the new telephone came out. The new telephone, and I wish we could see the picture. I could show you the picture. The new telephone is that old-fashioned square telephone with a circular line of holes. And the new telephone in 1950 had the numbers and letters, like the number 1 and then ABC and stuff, outside the circular dialing mechanism on the top of this flat square phone. And the reason they did it was to make the letters outside the dial to make them more visible, because people were trying to dial and look at the number at the same time. So the 500 phone was superior in performance, and in previous phones it also had automatic circuit something or other, so it worked for long distance circuit stuff or short stuff. But anyways, it's a better thing. It used to be only in black. If you watch old black and white TV shows, that's the phone you see. It's sitting on a desk, that big square thing. Well, in 1954, the new modern newfangled phone came out in ivory and green, dark gray, red, brown, beige, yellow, and blue. And that phone lasted until 1984. And the reason it went away is because the Bell phone system got broken up. Remember? I'd forgotten all about. Remember, Bell Telephone was it. Oh. I mean, they were
Southern
a huge
Bell.
monopoly. Ma Bell. Yeah.
404 was the largest area code in the world.
Yeah. And do you remember when they went to 770 and people went, "Oh no, wait a minute, I don't want a 770." They were freaking out.
Nobody wanted that.
Nobody.
It was a sign of you were
I'm keeping my phone, man. And my cell phone's a 404, and I would be damned if I was going to ever change it.
I'm a 404.
Yeah, I've had it for 30 years or more. I guess more, 40 years probably. Whenever they came out. In fact, I remembered. That reminds me. The first time I saw Jerry Seinfeld walking on the sidewalk of New York with his cell phone, where he pulls the antenna up about 4 feet. It's like a walkie-talkie from the trenches of World War I or something.
The Motorola's they came into the station with, you had to lug around like a satchel. Right. And they didn't work.
You know, when I came here in 1972 in the news cars, we had repeater systems where we had microphones like a repeater 174, and it was it was like exactly what it was.
Got your ears on back there in the studio.
Oh, unbelievable. Anyway,
speaking of phones, we've got Kyle on line 1.
Kyle, line 1. Hey, Kyle, happy Friday, man. How's it going?
Hey, President Trump announced he's raising tariffs on overseas European automobiles.
Yeah.
British automobiles.
Yeah, we'd rather have American. Yeah, good point. Good reason.
Do you think it's good for the president to lower and raise tariffs on his own personal whims? Seems a little reckless, don't you think?
Well, if he ever did it on his whim, it probably would be. I think the president clearly, as you have mentioned before, knows exactly what he's doing. He's planned it out. He's got everything worked out, and what he's done so far has been incredibly, effective. Like you agree.
Like when he hit Switzerland with tariffs because he didn't like the tone that the foreign minister used with him.
Well, when you use a tone, right? Well, I think we can all agree when you use a tone with somebody, you got to get a tariff. You can't come into a foreign country and say, "Well, I don't think I like you too much," and then you not get a tariff. I mean, my God, am I right? I could be wrong here. Am I wrong? Right. If you're using a bad tone, I mean, the guy, you got to get a little tariff or something. My God, man. Geez, that was that Aaron one. What was his name? Ryan or?
Kyle today.
Kyle today. I noticed he hasn't called the morning show again. They'll stick the smart one on him. Oh, yeah? Anyway, my God, I would have to think that Donald Trump can, at his whim, put out a tariff. What do I mean, seriously, if you had an issue, what do you mean on a whim? You think Donald Trump just gets up at 4:50 in the morning and says, "God, I think I'm going to put a tariff on Germany." Ta-da! I mean, that's a nonsensical even thought to try to make an argument. If you're trying to call a radio station to make an argument why Donald Trump is a bad president, I can't imagine that being the way to do it. That's not really the pathway. This is unbelievable. By the way, I don't think that Rocket Man looks anything like Flounder.
I'll fix it on the next break.
All right, 327. By the way, speaking of the next break, in a few minutes, we're going to give away the Eagles tickets. 404-741-1230. Now, a couple things. We're going to, in fact, right after that, we'll talk about this bombshell thing because I'm not sure I have time to get it right here. But check this out. What is the matter with people? Turning Point USA is responding to a verbal attack by Vivian Kubrick, Stanley Kubrick's daughter. And Stanley Kubrick's daughter has been something of a well-known conservative in the past. She's made headlines where she's confident that her late father, Stanley, would have supported Donald Trump. He could use the music from his films for part of Donald Trump stuff. So she's been supportive of Donald Trump in the past, but she blasted Erica Kirk. Blistering social media tirade against Erica Kirk of TPUSA. Erica Kirk had a pre-recorded video that was played at Turning Point's Make Heaven Crowded tour in Plano, Texas. And Vivian Kubrick said, "I have never witnessed such a ghastly, inauthentic, phony performance in my life as this speech by Erica. I've been around a lot of phonies," she said, "but I have to speak out." She accused Erica Kirk of being a threat to my country, suggesting that Erica Kirk resembled a military or intelligence operative, labeling her some kind of sociopath. She said on Erica Kirk's public appearances, "My God, there's something seriously wrong with this woman. Every cell in my body shudders listening to her voice and watching her face." Erica's remarks about her husband's memorial, where she said of his alleged assassin, "That young man, I forgive him," and pointed to a video Kirk shared of herself lying across her late husband's body, calling it, quote, "way beyond wildly inappropriate, horribly sinister." And then she said about Turning Point USA, "Mr. President, if we're to win the midterms, you need to kill TPUSA. And let some honest-to-God, authentic, super smart young patriots rally the American youth." Wow. In response, Turning Point USA just a few minutes ago said, "Who even is this woman? I've heard of her father, but I had to look her up, and what a joy. She's the seemingly estranged daughter of Stanley Kubrick, who became a Scientologist and a rabid fan of the Candace cult. It's clear that she's been radicalized by the same mind virus as those who attack Erica Kirk and Charlie's legacy. We wish her well and are praying she gets the help she needs." Excuse me, Vivian, the daughter, is credited Scientology with saving her life. Her father, the influential filmmaker, died in 1999 at the age of 70. Anyway, holy smokes. I mean, here we go again. And she uses social media, of course, so there are millions of views and people agree. I mean, it's just, here we are. And wait to hear about the bombshell sexual harassment lawsuit at J.P. Morgan Chase. And then the reaction and it all, oh man, it's all coming up. First, we'll give away Eagles tickets here in a couple of minutes, 404-741-1230. And Neil Boortz at 4 o'clock. So we're going to have a little fun here the next half hour for sure. On 106.3, happy Friday. Let it rip, baby. Look out.
Fighting the communists with truth every day on the only conservative news and talk station in Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Join Special Olympics Georgia for the 2026 State Summer Games being held at Emory University in Atlanta, May 22nd through 24th. During the weekend, Special Olympics Georgia will host 3,000 athletes, coaches, and unified partners who will compete in cheerleading, flag football, gymnastics, swimming, tennis, soccer, volleyball, and more. Opening ceremonies will be held Friday, May 22nd, 7 p.m. at McDonough Field. To learn more and to get involved, visit SpecialOlympicsGA.org.
Great, another auto repair. You took it to the dealer and now you're starting to panic. They say it's going to cost thousands and take weeks to complete. So don't fall for the tricks. Take it to Vicks. From simple oil changes and tires to transmission replacements and collision repair, you can count on Vicks Auto Care for honest, affordable service. Vicks Auto Care on Roswell Street in Marietta. Visit them today at VicksAutoCare.com. That's VIKS Autocare.com.
The Morning Extra, starting your day the right way. Weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m.
I have several cars. I have 9 kids, you guys, so I try to manage all of that. But I have a Suburban to move a lot of kids. I have an old Ford F-150. My wife bought a Bronco, which, by the way, she loves. And my kids drive a Subaru, and my son drives a Subaru and is relentlessly mocked by
Tug's wife drives one as well. Yes, he catches it as well.
I love that. He gets more Instagram reels and Twitter reels on the Subaru.
He's going to be asking you, Secretary Duffy, he's going to be asking you for that F-150. He's like, Dad, can I just drive the F-150?
Where's this Bronco?
Where's the new Bronco? Let me drive that.
Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station is Extra 106.3.
The Democrats, if you're a conservative, they're not your friend. They don't like you. The establishment Republicans hate you. They can't stand you. They can't imagine how they have to deal with the conservatives to get stuff done. They're grossed out by it. In fact, they might hate you more than Democrats do.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
That's right, baby. That's your love, baby. I get on over here. Get in my car, baby. I'll be back by Tuesday, baby. Get in my car, baby. A little Barry White there for you there. We're going to give away tickets here in a minute. Barry. Tough story. 2003, this was the day that soul singer Barry White suffered a stroke. He was being treated for kidney failure at the time. 2-time Grammy winner, known for his deep bass voice and romantic image. His greatest success in the 1970s with 2 big hits, Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Babe. And You're the First, My Last, My Everything. This was the day he had the stroke in 2003. Barry White died 2 months later, on July 4th, 2003. Barry White. 3:33. Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, and Dr. Zhivago. I don't know why I even said that on the board here today. And we're giving away Eagles tickets here in just 1 second. First of all, quick goes to a little birthday list here. How about, let's see. How about Julie Benz? Julie Benz is 54. She played Rita on Dexter. The blonde lady that he started seeing and so forth. Rita on Dexter, Julie Benz, 54. Sci-fi fans may know her from Defiance and Angel and No Ordinary Family. Julie Benz, 54, also was an wanted to be a professional ice dancer. Thing kind of deal with the thing there. Anyway, I won't even do it. Shall we play giveaway ticket time? Are we ready to go in there? What do you think, boys?
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Okay. Pete Davis has a quiz question. And our first contestant, enter and signing, please. What you got there, Rocket Man?
It's Carlton.
Carlton, the doorman. Hey, Carlton, how's it going?
Hey. I'm good.
Excellent. All right, Pete Davis, here you go. Carlton on the horn.
What band had hired guitarist Don Felder to play with them on their tour before he said, no, thank you, I'm going to join the Eagles instead?
What's the name of this guy again? This guy with
Don Felder.
Felder. Oh, Don Felder. Oh, I'm sorry. I misheard you before. Yeah, I know Don Felder. All right. Do you have an answer for us?
I don't have one. I was thinking more of Joe Walsh with the James Gang, but I don't know about Don Felder, who was asked to play with.
Sorry, man. Carlton, thanks for trying. I appreciate it. Maybe next time. And we have another contestant on the phone. So
Josh
on the radio. Josh, Pete Davis with, once again, the question for you to check out. Here you go. What do you think? Here we go, Pete.
All right. What band had hired guitarist Don Felder to play with them on their tour before he said, no, I'm going to join the Eagles?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. I'm not sure.
Well, guess another band of that era. That's what I would do. Just guess another big band.
Early 70s.
Early
late
70s.
60s, early 70s.
Let's see here.
Big band.
Big band of the 70s.
We'll say the 38 Special, let's say.
38 special?
No, not 38 special.
Yeah, good try. Okay. All right.
By the way, these guys are still around too.
All right, well, okay. See, now I don't know crap about music, but I'd say what's the biggest band that wanted a good guitar player? Anyway, we got next one there?
George.
I'm sorry? George on the radio. George, do you know the question and do you have an answer, sir?
Yes, Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
We got a winner.
We have a winner. And that was before Young came along. Well, I'll be damned. Now, George, congratulations, my friend. Outstanding. Now, did you know that or was that a guess?
It was a guess because I knew the answer. It was in my head somewhere. And I didn't even know the question until I got put on hold. I was listening to another radio. So.
Well, I think that's really not allowed. I mean, may have to disqualify. No, I'm sorry. I'm only teasing you. Well, see, that'll teach you. Maybe you'll learn a lesson there, my friend. Now, listen, now, are you a huge Eagles fan or was this just by chance?
Well, coming up, I was a big Eagles fan. Yes, I was.
Excellent. And who are you going to take? Who are you going to take with you?
Of course, my lovely bride.
The lovely bride. Good answer, George. Really good answer. All right, congrats, man. All right, hold on. Don't hang up, and we'll get your stuff here in the thing with the thing. All right, man. And don't forget to call us Wednesday. Tell us how you'd like the concert, too. We want to hear all about it. All right, man. Well done. Congratulations. And again, please, when you guys win, please do. That was a good guess. Now, see, I would have said, Stones, Beatles. I mean, just pick somebody that.
No, you had to think about the Southern California rock scene, which they were a huge part of. CS.
Were the Beach Boys even going around still then? Probably, I guess.
Well, yeah, but they were
kind of not really.
The Laurel Canyon crowd, basically Jackson Browne and those guys.
Yeah,
those people.
Yeah, I've a couple. In fact, I've I think 3 Jackson Browne songs on my Magic Music stick.
Joni Mitchell, they all hung out and all had affairs with each other. Joni Mitchell down in the canyon, and
well, those rockabilly folk, Joni Mitchell types.
Country rock is what it was, basically.
Yeah, come and do me rock. I think they called that.
Poco and all those.
Poke me and Poco.
Flying Burrito Brothers.
Yeah, wow. Well, that was fun. Cool. All right, Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, and the Rocket Man is here with us today. 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We got some. In fact, this story, I had it yesterday. We never really got much to it. Neil Boortz coming up 4 o'clock, by the way. The story broke yesterday that an executive with J.P. Morgan had filed an official legal complaint in Supreme Court in New York against his former boss, identified as a woman named Lorna Hajdini, I think or something, a 37-year-old executive director. This other executive director claimed that she had coerced him into performing intimate acts in exchange for getting promoted or getting his bonus. He said, despite his pleas for her to stop it, she repeatedly used her power to harass him, abuse him, drug him, sexually abuse him, racially threaten his career, stuff like that. She verbally berated him as he cried while she was performing an act on him without his consent, made him cry. He said he accused, I swear to God.
Made him cry.
I made him cry. I said, oh, no, I can't. I can only speak for my, crying is fine under certain,
no, there's no crying.
No crying. And,
there's no crying.
No. Basically. Listen to this. She said that he said J.P. Morgan Chase facilitated the abuse and retaliated against him when he reported it, put him on involuntary leave, destroyed his reputation, allowed threats against him to continue while the girl went unpunished. This guy, they call him John Doe. He's an Asian, joined as a senior VP director, had been there 2 years. He said this started when she dropped a pen on the floor near his desk. When she bent over to pick it up, she rubbed his leg and said, "Oh, did you play basketball in college? I love basketball players. They get me excited," let's say. The advances grew more and more. He complained again that she said, if you don't love me soon. I'm going to ruin you. I'll never forget. I'll loving own you. So I'm changing the words here. She subjected him to racial slurs. Yeah, in fact, here's some of them. Hold on. I got to get to this other page. Here's some of the things that he says she said. She took off her shirt, began fondling herself, and racially insulted John Doe's wife, saying, I bet your little Asian fish head wife doesn't have these cannons. And then she made him take off his spelling, whatever. She repeatedly reminded him that she owned him. She controlled his bonus. She said, I loving own you. I will make you pay. Do you think you're going to be in good standing if you don't have me in your corner? You really think that management wants some brown boy Indian leading originations of this company? If you don't loving my brains out tonight, I'm going to sabotage your promotion. Went on and on and on. She called him brown boy, Arab boy toy. I'll make you pay. You won't be in good standing around with me and stuff. I mean, just went on and on and on. I'll sabotage you everywhere possible. Well, now, guess what? It turns out, let's see, it turns out that the guy made it up. They've got his name now. This J.P. Morgan staffer has been identified and accused of making it all up against the high-ranking executive. He's described as a 35-year-old guy, a principal at an investment firm that he left after he left J.P. Morgan. And now, just a few minutes ago, there's an update. He's left that company, too. So we don't even know where he is now. But apparently he's had his lawyer change the words in the document of the lawsuit. Let's see. He brought the bombshell lawsuit against the woman, J.P. The suit under a pseudonym accused her of making him a sex slave and drugging him with the date rape drug Rohypnol and Viagra. And it turns out that this woman said, now, wait a minute here. She never had anything about that. She never engaged in any inappropriate conduct with this guy of any kind, never been to the places where the alleged sexual assault took place. He had filed a complaint about harassment and so forth, and he tried to negotiate a payoff that would give him millions of dollars if he just left the company and didn't say anything. And now it turns out that it's all made up. And this story, now we didn't talk about it much, but it's all over social media. This was, oh man. I mean, that poor woman, well, actually, thank God, she can probably just laugh it off. With the people at work are probably not going to hold anything against her. I think she'll be fine. But still, can you imagine going through all this and she's got to go answer all this stuff? Made him cry.
She now has carte blanche to do whatever she wants because no one will believe anybody.
Exactly. And by the way, she's so good, she made the guy cry. My God.
I mean, if it brings tears to your eyes, that's a keeper.
I was going to say, I've weeped. I've been so overwhelmingly said, thank you, God, thank you, kind of deal. Then you want to bring a little tear to your eye. Yeah.
Chrome meet trailer hitch. I mean,
yikes. Where all those golf balls come from. But seriously. Oh, my God. By the way, coming up, Carmela's side piece is back in the news, running around acting like she's going to be president again. I mean, honestly, every time they show video of her giving some speech someplace, I think, what are people thinking about that person? She's an
Who would give her money?
She's an empty pantsuit. She can't speak English. She's done it again and again. Oh, Lord. I mean, seriously, they're going to run her. She's going to be in it. She's going to be in the primaries against Newsom.
I don't think so. I think they'll find somebody else, and somebody will say, come on.
Well, if she doesn't get the money, she can't be raising any money.
Who would back her?
That's going to be the determining factor. God, she almost won. I mean, he had a lot of, but still, it was too close.
Well, if they can put her running mate in jail, over this, if they can tie him to any of this stuff, she's cooked then.
Yeah, I love it. It's 4:45 already. Holy cow. Neil Boortz at 4 o'clock and Let It Rip Friday, 106.3. How you doing? Great to have you aboard. Look out.
You can stream Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station while you work at extra1063.com. Get the latest from the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Neil Boortz, and stay connected at the office. That's extra1063.com.
Let's be honest. All cars and all car dealerships are not created equally. So when you're buying a new Toyota, you're not buying a vehicle, you're protecting a major investment. That's why where you buy matters. For over 50 years, Marietta Toyota served our community with the reputation built on straight answers, real accountability, and doing business the right way, proudly here since 1975. They have realized since day one that giving the customer the best deal possible, more car than they thought they were going to get inside their budget, that's how you keep people coming back. Here's the difference you won't hear everywhere. Every new Toyota comes with our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty. That's valid for unlimited time and unlimited mileage as long as you own your Toyota. That's long-term confidence backed by Toyota quality and, of course, supported by Marietta Toyota, a dealership that will be here after the sale with service and genuine Toyota parts on Cobb Parkway South. Visit Marietta Toyota on Cobb Parkway South, about 3 miles north of Truist Park. MariettaToyota.com. Visit Marietta Toyota. We've been here and we'll be here for you.
Nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty included with every new Toyota purchase. See dealer for coverage details, exclusions, and requirements.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal, book telehealth if she feel.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Fox on Tech.
The artificial intelligence models have gotten so much better that they are now building themselves. Both OpenAI and Anthropic said their latest models and tools were built largely by their own AI. CEO of Anthropic, Dario Amodei, said that by the end of the year, software engineers will not write any of the code. It will all be done by AI. And during a New York Times podcast, he mused that AI will boost GDP growth by 10 to 15%, but acknowledged that there will be major job disruptions. The fear within the community is unavoidable. A former head of Anthropic's Safeguards research team wrote, quote, "The world is in peril," as he announced his departure from the company. A researcher at OpenAI also left, citing ethical concerns. On top of those, entrepreneur Matt Schumer went viral with his post drawing comparisons with the advancements in AI to the eve of the pandemic. For Fox on Tech, I'm Madison Allworth, Fox Business.
Oh, no. I'm right here. Everything all right? What do we got? There we go. Little Fleetwood Mac. Not exactly Kristen Sing Me Home, but it's all right. It's Fleetwood Mac. Dun, dun. What happened to Pete Davis? I've lost two of my people. I've lost Pete and I've lost Flounder. All right. It's only me here with Firecracker on the board there. How's it going? By the way, now do you have plans for the weekend, Jeff? We really don't know much about you. Are you? Do you have like a family stuff, or what are you doing?
I'll be cutting grass if it doesn't rain.
Cutting grass?
Yeah.
I used to love my own yard work. I really did.
Yeah.
I planted all my flowers when I had this big monster house I built for my wife from my dreams, and I planted all the little flowers one at a time all around the old walkways and all that stuff, and I mowed my own lawn. I used to love that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Well, cool. Anyway, here's Pete Davis. I see him. Is Flounder still here? Is he around there?
Yes,
okay, just checking. See, I don't know. I just checking everything. This is Fleetwood Mac. In 1984, drummer Mick Fleetwood of Fleetwood Mac filed for bankruptcy. In 1984, it was reported that Mick Fleetwood had spent thousands of dollars a month just on cocaine. Had refused to listen to his financial advisor, built up a bunch of homes, had a $400,000 spread in Hawaii, this is 40 years ago, and a $2 million farm in Sydney, Australia. And he filed for bankruptcy. And what a mess that whole group was. And again, Christine sings me home every night, but what a talented, but what a mess.
He liked expensive cars, too.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know, but you leave me like Ferrari, Lamborghini type things, or
like big old Rolls and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, I guess when you got the Kind of like Neil Boortz. You know, Neil Boortz got that big home on wheels and everything. He'll be coming up at 4 o'clock, probably. See what's going on there. Anyway, our birthday list includes, Abby Huntsman. Do you remember Abby Huntsman? Abby Huntsman is 40 years old today. Her father was the governor of Utah years ago. Anyway, Abby Huntsman somehow got into broadcasting. She's a big, tall, lanky brunette, pretty girl, brunette, and a lot of makeup. And I remember her a couple of stations ago, probably 15 or so something years ago, and she was on Fox News. She's been on MSSU Suck. She's been on NBC, The View. And I'm not making this up. Abby Huntsman is one of the dumbest people I've ever seen on television. I mean, she clearly doesn't understand things. And I'm not making this up. She was doing a story once about the USMC, Uncle Sam's Misguided Children, of which I am a proud member. And I'm not making this up. She was reading, and she said, and it turns out that the Marine Corps is going to be doing something involving them. I'm going, oh, my God, she called it the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps. Who's never heard of the Marine Corps? I mean, how could you see those 5 letters and not somehow automatically say Marine Corps instead of corpse? You'd have to make yourself say Marine Corps. And I got one more. I'm not making this up. As God is my witness. Please, I'm swearing. She once said there was something about an accident, and she said, and the driver was ejected once the car went into the river, and they found him later in the side of the woods or something. Into the river. The R-I-V-E-R, river. Yeah. Abby Huntsman, 40 years old. Okie dokie. I'm sure.
You know why she got the job?
Yeah.
Her daddy was a rich
yeah, he was a
guy in
governor.
Utah.
Yeah. And this was back when Fox was hiring nothing but babes. You know, it's like Turner. Remember Turner had nothing but chicks? Remember his helicopter pilot and all those blonde babes.
Judge?
The judge. She was just she was literally a judge in Texas, and Turner she was in the news. And Turner said, boy, we got to get that babe on TV. So he hired her. She gave up her judgeship to be a Turner's girl. And then they had some babe who used to do a show every afternoon, blonde knockout. I can't remember. He had nothing but chicks. His pilot was a dish, too. It looked like a centerfold.
He made one of his wife walk like 10 feet behind him. I remember seeing that.
Oh, Lordy. Unbelievable. Anyway, on this day in history, 1843, a guy named John Calcott Horsley of England designs the first commercially produced Christmas cards. 1843, the center panel featured a family feasting, and the words were, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you. That's the middle panel. The side panels depict the poor being given food and clothing. The design stirred controversy because it depicted young children drinking wine. Again, since 1843, it depicted they were young kids. They printed 1,000 of them, sold in London for $1 a piece, and then a second printing of another 1,000, and that became the commercialization of Christmas for the first Christmas cards.
Got some phone calls when you have a minute.
Phone calls. We got a minute right now. What do we got?
We got Every Friday Susan.
Every Friday Susan. Hey, baby, how's it going? What's up?
So our friend Kyle that just called a few moments ago.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So I'm in Piedmont Park on my daily run, and literally just as soon as you ended that call with him, literally the moment you hung up with him, I passed the guy. He had a black sweatshirt on, big bright white letters. Pray for me, comma. I am petty, period. Oh my God! That's Kyle! That's right past me. And it was just so funny because people always have these stupid slogans when they're in Piedmont Park, but it literally said, pray for me, I am petty. That kind of sums up Kyle.
Oh, I love it. Well, you've...
Don't even bother, trying to rationalize. Just say, I'm going to pray for you, whatever his name is for that day.
Yeah, please do. I love it. Well, listen, thank you every Friday, Susan. Hi to Kelly, and have a great run, and be careful out there. Always a pleasure. She's such a nice lady. I remember when we finally met her for the first time. Who do we got now? They hung up? Oh, well, just as well. Same to you, Pat. No, I don't even mean what that means. I was mentioning the Carmela side pieces back in the news again. In fact, I wonder who set this up. Well, I can figure set up. Must have been her staff people. In Beverly Hills, there was what's called the William O. Douglas Award Dinner. And it was to show public counsel something or other. And so they were giving former Vice President Kamala Sidepiece, the empty pantsuit, an award in honor of this William O. Douglas Award dinner. Let's see. The award from the lefty nonprofit law firm was having a discussion about Emmy Award-winning actresses and so forth. And Kamala Sidepiece was talking about how Democrats need to be ruthless. Yeah, like that's, they've never been ruthless before. And while she was doing this, the musician who was playing the saxophone right behind her fell asleep. So there's video of this guy, bobbing his head. I mean, he's asleep. He fell asleep while Carmela's doing her thing for like over a minute. He's just sitting there nodding his head, eyes closed, totally out of it. And she talks about Trump and the corrupt, incompetent, callous administration. And once again, the Democrats are saying Democrats need to be ruthless. They need to be harder against Republicans. The Democrats have dropped the ball, challenged the status quo, and fight on behalf of the people even harder. God, you shot him in the face. You tried to kill him 3 times we know of. I mean, good grief. Anyway. Oh, by the way, Eric Swalwell is now going to be the object of a bill going through Congress, represented by 2 women, 1 Democrat, 1 Republican, to stop getting convicted criminals of sex crimes from getting their federal pensions if they are on the public dole, which is not good. Anyway, look, Neil Boortz coming up at 4 o'clock here right after the news. It's 3:57 already. We'll have, we got Pete Streets, we got Flounders Funny. In fact, we have a Flounders Funny probably right here. Let's do one right now. What do you think?
You won't find evidence for God here. What are you, nuts? We're like characters in a book looking for evidence of the author inside the book. God, I hope you're stoned. We're like...
This is Pete Holmes.
We're like characters in a book looking for evidence of the author inside the book. But the author isn't in the book. Do you understand? Harry Potter can't find J.K. Rowling at Hogwarts. She's not there. So that might be frustrating for him. It would be within his rights to be like, well, this is bullshit. You know what I mean? But deep down in his essence, Harry Potter is J.K. Rowling. He borrows his reality from J.K. Rowling. His mind is an apparent limitation of J.K. Rowling's mind. And the greatest evidence of an author isn't in the book. The greatest evidence of the author is the book. And there is a book. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we are fish looking for water.
Pete Holmes right there.
Pete Holmes.
He's always got a good outlook on religion.
Oh, I freaking love it. 404-741-1230 if you'd like to join us. Neil Boortz coming up. And by the way, last night I was watching Fox News and saw that new upgraded video of the bad guy trying to kill Donald Trump thing. It was a really cool video. I think my Flounder, we got a text from Pete, and it said video of the thing on. And I said, yeah, I'm watching it on Fox. And then Pete texted back, Hawks losing by 50. And I said, oh, very funny. I swear to God, I turned over to Hawks. They're losing by 50.
In the second quarter.
My God. I mean, Pete, didn't they set a record? Well, holy crap, sports is going to be juicy.
Well, not an Atlanta mediocrity record. We're used to this.
I mean, how could they go from beating the Knicks twice in great games where they did their thing and then get creamed?
It's the second most embarrassing loss in Atlanta sports history.
Yeah, there's only one more, and that's not even the same sport. It's the most embarrassing basketball loss in American history.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, NBA history. Yeah. Well, it's all ours, baby. Anyway, it's all coming up with Pete Davis. Almost 4 o'clock. And Neil Boortz and everything else. Your calls and everything. Happiness with goodness on 106.3. Friday. Let her rip. Look out. Here we go.
This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the Extra app.
A ceasefire stops the clock. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. That bottom line from President Trump in a letter to congressional leaders arguing that hostilities with Iran have terminated. And because of the ceasefire, a 60-day deadline to seek authorization under the War Powers Act does not apply. But he's not ruling out resuming strikes, telling reporters he doesn't know if Iran can get to a deal, calling Iran's leaders confused and disjointed.
They're not getting along with each other, and it puts us in a bad position. One group wants to make a certain deal, the other group wants to make a certain deal, including the hardliners. The hardliners want to make a deal, too. Why wouldn't they?
He also says they're asking for things he can't agree to. The president taking questions before heading to Florida, where he's about to give an economic speech. Arrests outside the New York Stock Exchange. As protesters blocked an entrance during one of the many events planned across the country and the world for International Workers' Day. Though in the U.S., many May Day protesters are focusing on opposition to Trump policies.
Activists are out there protesting, leading boycotts across the country. They say they're refusing to cooperate today. No work, no school, no shopping. Coordinating many of these protests is a coalition called May Day Strong. It includes labor and teachers unions, Democratic Socialists of America, and Communist Party chapters, climate groups, and nearly 600 named organizations.
Fox's Rich Edson in D.C. An Iranian lawyer who won the Nobel Peace Prize while in prison in Iran in 2023 is now hospitalized. Her foundation says Narges Mohammadi was transferred from prison after a catastrophic deterioration of her health, and they accuse officials of systemic neglect since her arrest in December. She's believed to have suffered a heart attack in March. The Dow down 152 at the bell. America's listening to Fox News.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea. We were meant to live free. Free to pursue our future and work hard. Free to move. Free to enjoy life without being held back. But if everyday aches and pains are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from pain. I tried everything and anything to help me get rid of my pain, and nothing freed me. It just masked the pain, and the side effects diminished my quality of life. I'm sure you have been there if you have real bad pain. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free, research-based formula that is designed to help your body fight inflammation, one of the root causes of pain. And it is not a quick fix or a temporary mask. It works from the inside out, at the source. Relief Factor. It was created for people to get back to living their life on their terms. Is that you? Walking, working, exercising, enjoying the moments that matter? This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take your stand for your own freedom. Declare your independence from pain. Try Relief Factor today. 1995, 3-week quick start. Ready for you right now. Visit relieffactor.com, 800-4-RELIEF.
I don't hear anything, Rocket. Anyway, there it is. It's the sound of Neil Boortz. Neil Boortz, Friday time on the Kimmer Show with Pete and Flounder and Red Rocket. How you doing, Neil Boortz? What's up, sir?
I am full of it today.
You're full of it today. Well, you've come to the right place, sir.
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay, so what do you always go? Start.
First of all,
Yeah.
an unsolicited commercial.
All right, sir, please do.
I mean, I'm not making any money from this.
All right.
You know, not a penny.
Yeah. That's what, yeah.
That 357 club.
Golf club you've been talking. I saw them advertised on my phone. I've never seen one in person. I think you have to order it on the web or something, don't you?
You do.
Yeah.
You do. I mean,
I'll never get one.
You know.
I don't do the web stuff.
It's amazing.
I've heard you say that. It looks like a great club, especially for senior players.
Well, it is. It's for senior players.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not John Daly, for God's sakes. I have some of his clothes, though.
Yeah. Oh, do you?
So, anyway, I tried to get them to load up a new comic I found for a Friday Funny today.
Okay.
But they already had you set up. But I am told that they have this. Her name is Arin Wexler.
All right. Well, now wait a minute. We can do anything we want. We have. We're going to play her whether or not Flounders
funny right now. It's about Muslims and dogs.
Yeah.
Theo's he's such a sweet boy. Anyone knows dogs. He's a classic lab. He loves everyone, wants to play with everyone, but I won't let him play with pits. Because the thing is, pit bulls are like Muslims. By the way, the few people who aren't excited about this are the pit bull owners in this room. Listen, they're not all violent.
Not all violent. Pit bulls are like most.
Most of them aren't. But somehow, almost every violent attack happens with them. They're like the Al-Qaeda sleeper cell of dogs, you know? You'll see a pet for years, so happy, so sweet, and then they get a signal that we don't see, and they're activated, and your face is torn off. And then you have some liberal white woman defending it, saying that you shouldn't put it down, and that somehow it was your fault. And they're like, well, all the ones that I grew up with were super peaceful. Great, we should put them in our dog parks, because it worked out so well in all the other dog parks.
There you go. I mean, she's very talented, and Kimmer, you know, all men are pigs. No,
yes, yeah.
I'm no exception. Are you an exception?
No, absolutely not.
No. The legs on that woman.
Oh, leggy. Oh, as a leg man or a former leg man. I'm not a man anymore. Well, that's her side of the story. You know.
Okay. Yeah. We do have some good news out there. Yes. Oh, by the way, what was the final score in that Hawks game last night?
8,004-9. I think it was her.
Who owns them now?
That girl, actress girl, and her husband. They were part of the Brat Pack generation back. What the hell's her name? I can't remember her name. Real cutie.
Jamie Gertz.
Jamie Gertz. Yeah.
Well, you know, you mentioned the 357 Club.
Yeah.
I tried every golf shop in Naples except the PGA Golf Super Center, whatever they call it.
PGA Superstore. Yeah.
You know who owns that?
I think I did, and I forgot.
He owns the Falcons, too.
Oh, Arthur Blank owns the PGAs? Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that now. I do remember.
I believe that's the...
I think you're right.
Yeah. You know, the largest fundraiser for Obama in Georgia, hell with him. I'm not going to buy... They could sell me a hole-in-one, and I wouldn't go there to buy it.
Yeah. Well, no, see, I didn't think of that.
So our governor down here, DeSantis, if he had a decent voice like mine, he'd be a shoo.
Yes, he would. Yeah.
Anyway,
you know, he does. Yeah, that's right. He doesn't really have a
not a commanding voice. No,
yeah, true.
He really stuck it to the teachers' unions down here.
What happened lately?
Well, he signed into law a new law. First of all, that public sector employees that are union members can revoke their union membership at any time.
Aha.
And at that point, their union has 30 days to stop collecting their dues out of their paychecks.
Excellent.
And I think that we're going to come to an end of this dues collected from pay. Union members ought to have to pay their dues the same way you have to pay your country club dues.
Yeah.
Write a damn check.
Yeah. Keep track of it.
But for some reason, and you know, I hope this will change, DeSantis kind of wrote a buy in there for law enforcement and what have you. But take care of that.
Yeah.
Take care of that later.
Yeah.
And then Katie Wilson in Seattle. Have you looked at that babe?
Oh, you have about the socialist mayor?
Yeah.
The socialist. Tell the little people what she just said about all the millionaires.
Well, she was doing some panel discussion on stage.
Yeah.
And somebody mentioned that a lot of millionaires, and let's talk Starbucks and Amazon.
Yeah.
Starbucks has already moved their headquarters to Nashville.
Starbucks expands in Tennessee instead of Washington. Starbucks announced they will invest $100 million and 2,000 new jobs to Nashville.
Right. And so what is this socialist mayor?
Yeah.
She said, well, bye.
Yeah, bye. Oh, my God. Oh, she said, I think the claims of millionaires are leaving our state are like super overblown. And if the ones who leave like, well, bye. Oh, my God.
You know, the voters are eventually, one way or the other, they're going to get exactly what they begged for. 60% of Democrat voters have very favorable views of socialism.
Yeah, it's scary. Especially the young ones. Especially we lost a generation of women. I know that, young women.
And 40% of independent voters have a favorable view. It's never worked Anywhere.
Give me one example. One place where they worked for more than before one revolution, one turn, takeover.
Yeah,
None.
Yeah, one loop around the sun.
Yeah.
And, but these people say, well, that's because they didn't do it the right way. I mean, these idiots, name a time that socialism has ever worked to advance the living standards and the economy.
Yeah.
Well, they just weren't doing it the right way. We know how to do it the right way.
And what? No, they don't. I mean, what right way? I mean, what are they even talking about? They don't know what they're talking about.
That's all they can say.
It's like they think they have endless amount of money so they can take care of everybody, but where do you get the endless amount of money?
But that's that's like when I was running around the country trying to promote the fair tax.
Yeah.
And it became evident that no freaking buddy
caught that.
could oppose the fair tax without changing the terms of the fair tax.
Yeah.
I mean, I debated a former assistant treasury secretary and tax law instructor from, I think it was NYU, I don't know. And he could not address the problems with fair tax that he imagined without changing the terms of the legislation. I mean, and that's like these socialists say, well, they just didn't do it the right way. We can do it the right. Did you hear about my my dad's dog tags?
I heard you talking about your dad's dog tags. In fact, I have a dog tag story later with my kids that I'm going through.
Well, this is a letter.
Yeah.
This is a letter. Dear Mr. Boortz, recently I had an old desk refinished. The desk came from an old hotel in Morehead City, North Carolina, near Camp Lejeune. It's also near Cherry Point, Marine Corps Air Station.
Yeah.
The refinisher found these dog tags stuck in a crevice. He researched them, and they were reported to be, changing the page, the dog tags of your father. Camp Lejeune is located nearby. I thought you might like to have these. With regards, Justice Robert Hunter, a retired appeals court justice in North Carolina.
Wow, what a great story.
Yeah, now I've got the dog tag right here, and it's going to go on the little shrine I have to my father.
In fact, when my daughter Jennifer had her birthday a couple of weeks ago, among other things, I sent her. I actually haven't seen them in years and years, but my dog tags are 60 years old, and in the Marines they give you 2 dog tags. I suppose everybody they give you 2 dog tags. One in case you get killed or wounded. One stays on the body. The other goes to the family. And so I had both my dog tags plus on a chain, and we either would put one around our neck and the other one you might tie into our boots or whatever. But anyway, and on each of the chains is did you have those little? Did you have the little can opener from the C ration boxes?
No,
I should. I'm going to go. I'll put that on video tonight if I remember correctly. When you get C ration boxes, it's all tin cans, and there was a little teeny, it's like a 1-inch long, jagged, folding, triangular
I
knife
remember
thing.
that. Yeah,
and
I
you can
remember that.
a little teeny, like a half an inch at a time. You can actually open up a can, and those have a hole in them, and you put that on the chain along with a dog tag, and the dog tag has your name and your serial number and your religious affiliation and your blood type and your branch of service stamped on the dog tag. And I wrote a nice little letter to Jennifer about 60 years, saw me through a bunch of things, and Sarah's going to get the other one because her birthday's in July, and then both my kids will have one of my dog tags.
What was your service number?
I'm not going to give you my serial number.
Well, what the hell could that mean?
Anybody could look it up and pretend they're me and get my medical records and my financial. I mean, my what do you call them? My military records.
How many digits was it?
7.
Yeah, my dad's is 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's when it must have changed in the 60s.
Boortz Neil A. USMC Lutheran 0 or O.
Typo.
Typo, yeah.
I'll be damned. And did it say USMC on there? It should have the branch of service.
Yes.
Yeah.
USMC,
I'll be
like
damned.
yours.
6 digits and not 7. I'll be damned.
Yeah.
Is there more? Well, I'll be damned.
Yeah, and the first digit is 0, so let's just call it 5 digits.
No, mine's a 2. I mean, yeah, wow, holy cow! It's like Social Security numbers.
Yeah,
my Social Security numbers also starts with a 0, but not anymore. I don't think anybody's got a 0 anymore for probably 50 years.
No, that's what your account is worth, but it doesn't show up
true.
on the,
yeah. 0 point something.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Okay, so I read something interesting. One of my favorite authors, and what a lousy interview he was on radio. I hate to say it.
That's all right.
Victor Davis Hanson.
Yeah, he's a Fox guy, contributor. He just had a horrible health scare, and he's one of the smartest guys I've ever heard interviewed. He's kind of laid back and so forth, but he's a brilliant man, and I watch him well.
He's talking about how Iran, the terrible trouble Iran is in because we've blockaded their shipments.
They're going broke, yeah.
So, now my brother was the president of an oil company. Mm-hmm. But I never asked him about it because, frankly, I didn't give a damn.
Okie doke.
Because, he was a flagrant Democrat, is a flagrant Democrat. So, but anyway, these wells in Iran, they have about 2 weeks left where they're not going to have any place to put the oil they're pumping out of these wells.
They're using one of their old abandoned tankers.
Yes. Yes. But here's what I did. Okay, so what if they don't have oil? They don't have a place. They can just stop pumping. Well, guess what?
That ruins everything, doesn't it? Doesn't that mess up all their the refinery pumps and stuff?
The wells will collapse.
Yeah.
If you quit pumping the oil out, the wells could collapse, and that's Iran is facing that. I mean, in every way, the United States has Iran under their boot.
Yeah, we got
except one, and that's public opinion, because these idiots, these useful idiots, these dumb masses we have in America are more concerned about gas prices than they are about keeping a nuclear weapon out of the hands of Iran.
Yeah, we used to have gas rationing. Yeah, it used to be you couldn't buy rubber or leather or gasoline or sugar or all kinds of things so that we could help the troops during wartime. My God, this country used to care about saluting things.
I have ration cards from World War II.
Oh my God! Oh, by the way, hold everything. Look at this. I got a message here from Peter, and it says that can opener is called a P38. Has a name for it. That little teeny P as in Paul. P for Peter. P38.
Well, everything has a name. If it moves, name it. If it doesn't, paint it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you want to hear one other funny thing? This is kind of cool too. I got a message from a friend of mine named Milton, and he sent me this fact. Speaking about oil and Iran and stuff like that, here's the fact. He said, "Oh no, hell, it wasn't Milton. I'm sorry. It was JC. Hold on, I got to get JC on. Here we go. JC sent me a factoid, and here it is. Every time, hold on, I was going to just say, every time you hear the term fossil fuel on the TV or radio news so forth, you're being lied to." In 1892, at the Geneva Convention, the smartest man in the oil industry, J.D. Rockefeller, paid scientists to call oil a fossil fuel to induce the idea of scarcity in order to set a world price for oil because we're running out of it. The truth is that oil is actually the second most prevalent liquid on Earth next to water. Oil regenerates within the earth faster than it can ever be depleted. We'll never run out of oil. It's made from algae, and we'll never run out of it.
Sounds like my first wife. Algae, you said?
Algae, I'm telling you.
God.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I just, look, Donna doesn't want me to watch the news at night because last night, I overdid it a little bit.
On what thing? The attack of Trump?
I'm watching David Muir because Donna thinks he's hot. Okay?
Oh God! Yeah.
And I don't think he's interested in Donna.
I met him once. He was one of the best friends of a guy whose wedding I was in many years ago.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Was he with a woman?
I do not think so. I don't remember.
Just
curious. I'm just asking.
But anyway, blah, blah, blah. Iran, the blockade, the Strait to Hormuz. And then the very next story is gas prices rose, And it's all the networks, every damn one of them does this.
That's what they do.
They're trying to tell the American people that you are paying a lot for gas, that is the only effect on you from this war in Iran. Never a hint at, you know what? The chances of you suffering an EMP attack or a nuclear attack on the United States are going down substantially because of what Obama promised to do and Hillary promised to do and Biden promised to do, that Trump is actually doing.
Yeah.
But they won't say that. All they will say is gas prices are going up. And, I think I told you this, maybe not, but I did the math the other day.
I know that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, at that point where gasoline prices had gone up by $1.42.
Right.
So
but what if I want to go on vacation, Neil? What if I can only drive on vacation? I can't afford to do that, can I?
Oh, poor pitiful Kimmer. So I did that. I got the average fuel economy for the average American car.
Yeah.
I took the mileage from Atlanta to Disney World. There's your vacation.
There's my vacation.
You know how much more it would cost with that $1.42 rise in gas prices
there's no way
for you to get to Disney?
There's no way I could bring a hot babe with me. I couldn't afford it after paying all that for gas, probably.
Oh, yeah. It would cost you $27 more.
$2,700? Holy cow.
No. 27.
27 plain dollars? 27?
Just $27.
Oh, no, that can't be.
That is the increase in the cost of you to drive your family to Disney because of the price of oil. Well, and the networks present that to you like it's a positive diagnosis of colon cancer.
Yeah, well, no vacation this year, I guess, golly.
No, I guess not.
Jeez.
Boy, but Donna and I are going to pay.
Well, you got that van thing, it's half a mile a gallon, God.
No, 8.
8? Well, my car gets 12, so what am I saying?
8 miles to the gallon, and it's 260 gallons, so you can just guess.
That's like $1,000 fill-up, baby, right there. I'm sure of it.
Easy. Easy.
Yeah, like you don't have that in your pocket right now in coins, probably.
I don't have anything in my pocket right now.
By the way, speaking of your golfing in a golf club, I got the biggest kick the other day. I was listening to the Morning Boys, and they were you were talking to them on your Tuesday thing, and they replay it on Wednesdays, and listening to them where you were talking about a Persimmon Golf Club. They never heard of such a thing. Oh my God, I've got wooden shaft clubs my grandfather had. And I said, there's nothing like the feel and the sound of hitting an old-fashioned golf ball with an old-fashioned wooded persimmon head golf club.
Have you tried that?
God, yeah. I played with them.
Did you actually hit the golf ball?
Oh, absolutely. I grew up. We never had metal clubs, and I started playing golf in 1957 or something. And metal drivers didn't come out until about 72 or something, I think. So,
boy, that
all wood. Yeah.
Well, I put mine in a display case. And I gave it to the Ansley Golf Club where I was a member.
Oh, very nice. The old 9-hole special right there. Yeah, cool.
Why was I a member at Ansley Golf Club?
Because you're famous. Because they wanted to be part of everything with Neil Boortz.
No. Why did I end up at Ansley?
I'll bet because your wife bought a house there and they had to let you in.
No.
What?
It was because the Capital, what is it?
Capital City Club? Capital City Club wouldn't let you in.
Yeah.
Me either, by the way.
Cherokee
Town Club. There you go.
Cherokee Town
Club. They wouldn't let me there in either.
I paid the application fee. I was ready with the initiation fee.
Yeah.
And and so I called my sponsor. I mean, one of my sponsors was the chairman of the Georgia Democrat Party, for goodness sake.
There you are.
I said, I haven't heard anything from Cherokee.
Yeah, well,
he said, let me check. Call me. Neil, they decided they didn't even want to vote on your membership. Do I get my application? No, you don't get it back.
Well, that was your application. We don't, anybody can apply.
Yeah. We are the Cherokee Town and Country Club. All applications accepted.
We accept all your... Well, of course. We'll accept it, sure. Doesn't mean anything.
Boy, and I already told you this, but I laugh about it. Now, I laughed about it then. is at the Peachtree Road race a couple of weeks after they decided they didn't want me there. I'm standing out in front of my condo and watching all these girls run by.
Well,
do you notice, if you ever watch the Peachtree Road race, how the further back in the pack, the better endowed the girls are?
Well, it's a little harder to get up the momentum.
Yeah. But anyway, they're running by, and I hear this voice coming out of the crowd. We kept you out of Cherokee, didn't we, you bastard?
Oh, wow. I bet you was waiting for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yowie.
Yeah, so I acted like I didn't hear it, but I went back in my condo and cried.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
It was... it was just terrible.
Yeah.
So,
mercy.
Okay, your turn.
What? About anything? I'm just excited I got my car back. I have this little thing. Schottenkirk comes to pick up my car when I need service. I need brakes and a service thing, and they drop me off a loaner. And of course, the loaners are all the new model of their. And the last time not the last time, but a couple times ago, they had this beautiful little girl who was doing their driving delivery for them, and she showed up in the biggest pickup truck I've ever seen. Well, you can't get those big trucks into our parking lot here at the Orange. I mean, it's just so she had to take it back. It was a nightmare. But so they took care of me, and they bring me these little cars, and I can't figure out how to work them. They've got dials and signals and stuff that mean something to somebody, but I don't have any idea what they are. And I realized I was in trouble because when halfway on the work this morning, when I was driving to the store before they came to pick it up, I realized all of a sudden my hands are burning on the steering wheel, and I realized there's some thing there that you push and it makes your steering wheel get hot.
Steering wheel,
well, I don't have that on my my monster car, and so stuff like that. And by the way, did you know that these new cars now, if you're going downhill, they will slow down on their own? Have you? I think it's a front-wheel drive. It's a 4-door. It's a really pretty little, mid-size, whatever they call. I don't know whether it's a van or a SUV or whatever they call it. But if you're going downhill, going like 25, 30 miles an hour, and I was going down a hill on the way to work, and it starts slowing itself.
Well, that's I have that on the Boortz bus. It's called a retarder.
Yeah, well, it's almost like
in some trucks it's called a Jake brake
or a governor. They used to, when I used to have gold carts, and I built one for a kid once with a guy, and we put a governor on it, which means it wouldn't go about more than 12 miles an hour.
It doesn't go ahead very fast. Yeah. That's what happens when you put a governor on a state too.
Yeah, right. Well, there you go.
But anyway, I have the retarder on the Prevost, and if you learn how to use it, you can just come down out of the mountains and never touch the brake.
I'll bet, but that's got to be scary. That's a big, heavy freaking thing.
It's only 56,000 pounds.
Well, it's like I'm saying, that's nothing. Hell.
I just hope I never have to use a runaway truck.
Those I used to. I mean, I haven't seen one in a while. They're mostly out west, where they have the gravel up the hills thing, so that if your brakes fail in a big truck, you can go right off the interstate, joink right up into the gravel pit.
And I've never seen one used, but I would hate to be the first person in a Prevost to use one of those.
I'd be afraid that it would tip over.
I think that there would be a chance if you're not keeping those steer tires going straight ahead. Yeah, I could easily see how
especially
it might
going
tip
like
over.
I remember seeing them like in Colorado when I was visiting my kids and stuff. They placed a lot of roads like that, and I'm thinking to myself, man, if you're going 50 miles an hour downhill and then you see one of these ramp things made out of gravel and you pull into it, you'd have to really be careful that your tires and wheels were absolutely straight. That's got to be scary, isn't it?
Absolutely. No. There was a case a couple of years ago where some guy was traveling and he had a warning or something wrong with his car, so he pulled right into the entrance of one of those runaway truck ramps.
Huh.
And so here comes a runaway truck.
Oh, God. No.
And the driver had a decision to make.
Yeah, what do I do?
Oh, he took that car out like you wouldn't believe. He went right over it, and it became part of the gravel.
Oh, ow. Ooh.
Well, you got to be...
Hey, screw you, buddy, if you screwed up,
Yeah, you got to be smart enough not to park in a runaway truck.
Freaking Democrats, God.
So, they had to be.
Well, clearly. I mean, why would you park there? You're an idiot.
Okay, can we say some ugly things about Trump?
It's your show. Whatever you want. Go ahead.
Leave your damn picture off our passports. We don't need that.
Well, I had no idea. Well, doesn't every president have a thing to do with it? No?
No.
Well,
Trump has decided his picture needs to be on some.
Yeah, but at least he didn't make them gold colored. In fact, that's what surprises me. They didn't go from blue to gold.
Oh, and by the way, Donald, I've been in the Oval Office a couple of times. First time I must have been about 8 or 9 years old, but I've been in there. And I've actually been super privileged, way above what I deserved, to sit in the Oval Office and converse with presidents. Get that gold crap down off the walls. You've made the Oval Office look like a French whorehouse.
Well, it's his French whorehouse, so, what the man's done for this world.
I know.
So
I know I have to go that far to find something to complain about.
I know.
and the ballroom is going to look the same way.
Well, okay. Well, they'll change it. When they get the next guy in there, he'll color different color.
You go buy those fake gold pieces and you peel off the double-sided tape on the back.
He said that's not fake. He said that's not. He made a thing about it not being fake gold.
Baloney.
When he got it at Walmart or something, Costco.
No. It's Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, there you go.
That's where you get it. Hobby Lobby. And I'm serious. You just peel off the back. Oh, look at now I look like the Oval Office.
Well, maybe he likes
by the way, his apartment at the top of Trump Tower looks exactly the same way.
Well, now see, it's not a thing for me. Gold, go to hell, have a ball. But the man never sleeps. He does everything. He's the only president, I think, really, who never had a single thing in line for anything except being the best president this country's ever had. Thank God I think he's so selfish. He wanted to be the best president we've ever had in the history of this nation. And I don't know another president who's thought about that first over everything else.
Well,
so just curious.
Well, I'm a great admirer, and I've said before, there are many times when I don't like what he is.
Yeah.
But I've always been very supportive of what he does.
Yep, absolutely, and that's the bottom line when you go say it all. But I like him more now. I really think of him as a nice guy and a grandfather and a funny guy and a great comedian, one-liner, taking on everybody.
Well, you heard about
I like him more now than I ever did before.
Well, you heard about the guy that changed his tire.
I did, yeah. And didn't he give him all new tires or something?
No, a black guy changed the tire on Trump's car. The next day, that guy's wife received a bunch of...
he paid for his home or something?
Received a bunch of roses and a letter that said, by the way, your mortgage is paid off.
Yeah, true story.
That's Donald Trump.
That is Donald Trump. Well, see, there you go. You've come full circle. Hey,
go
Neil.
Find him and change his tire, Kimmer.
There you go. Boy, I wish. Hey, kiss and misses, and have a great weekend, and be careful out there, and always a pleasure. See you next week, or talk to you.
All righty.
Go get that 347 or whatever it is.
Yeah,
357. Right. There you go, 357. All right, Neil Boortz, 432. Kimmer, Pete, Flounder, and Rocket Man on 106.3 Friday. Let her rip. Look out.
Hey, this is that Rick Jackson spot.
Too often, criminal illegals commit sick, violent crimes. Do that when I'm governor, and you'll end up deported or departed.
Dang. I know, right?
What do you have, sugar? I'll take the meatloaf and Rick Jackson for governor.
He's something, ain't he?
He's tough.
Yeah, no tolerance for criminal illegals, no DEI.
No covering up for do-nothing career politicians either.
You know, Jackson came from nothing and built one of the biggest businesses in Georgia.
Now he wants to cut the income tax in half and freeze property taxes.
Yeah, but not for deadbeats.
Listen, I love this part.
No more free rides for people who refuse to work. You want to sit on your butt, binge watch Netflix, and scarf down Cheetos? Do it with your own money.
Be still my heart.
Bingo.
Amen to that.
Rick Jackson for Georgia, not a career politician. Paid for by Jackson for Governor, Inc.
Welcome to Collins Hill Golf Club. Located only minutes between Georgia 316 and I-85 in Lawrenceville, lies one of Northeast Atlanta's best fun and affordable golf courses. A beautiful traditional layout with small undulating greens and narrow tree lines, and a new pond restoration project that will enhance the beauty and playability of the course. Collins Hill offers a wonderful challenge for every skill level, but golf is just the beginning of what you'll find at Collins Hill Golf Club. The clubhouse is the ideal place for members and guests to relax. The staff at Collins Hill is another key asset to the club. There is always something going on at Collins Hill Golf Club. Interested in competitive golf tournaments locally? Join the Collins Hill Men's Golf Association. Annual membership includes a golf tournament happening every month. Visit collinshillgolf.com for information. That's collinshillgolf.com.
I'm Patrick Brown, former Army Ranger in the United States Army. Like many service members, I had to make difficult choices when leaving the military, and the most challenging thing was finding purpose in a new phase of life. Housing, employment, education, way too many decisions and no idea where to start. That was until I met the Warrior Alliance. They made it simple. They listened and quickly connected me to the services I needed. And like a trusted friend, they even followed up to make sure I was squared away. Change a veteran's life today by donating at thewarrioralliance.org, helping warriors navigate to success after service.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea. We were meant to live free. Free to pursue our future, work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if everyday aches and pains are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from pain. I tried everything and anything to help me get rid of my pain, and nothing freed me. It just masked the pain, and the side effects diminished my quality of life. I'm sure you have been there if you have real bad pain. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free, research-based formula that is designed to help your body fight inflammation, one of the root causes of pain. And it is not a quick fix or a temporary mask. It works from the inside out, at the source. Relief Factor. It was created for people to get back to living their life on their terms. Is that you? Walking, working, exercising, enjoying the moments that matter? This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take your stand for your own freedom. Declare your independence from pain. Try Relief Factor today. 1995, 3-week quick start. Ready for you right now. Visit relieffactor.com, 800-4-RELIEF.
Welcome to the Kimmer Show halftime update.
Kimmer's not quite ready.
Let's check in with
wait a
Pete
minute.
on the scoreboard.
Are we still
Stories
doing
prepared versus
we had
stories
Neil Boortz today,
actually
so
covered?
a lot of times I didn't get all the stories, and if I got guests, I got Neil on there.
Well, I went from 25 to 10 in the last 2 days.
Oh, well.
That was nice.
So sad, right?
Of the 10, you have done 4.
Yeah, well, all right. That's 400. That's Hall of Fame baseball. Yes.
It's not good. That's what it is.
Oh, it's not good. All right, well, I'll try to do better.
Thank you.
What happened? Kipper, Pete, and Flounder, and our buddy Rocket Man's on the order of the studio. By the way, another message from Peter, who sent me the fact that the little can opener I was talking about is called the P38. And in fact, if you want to Google it, I'm going to take video tonight, and I'll send it to you on my dog tags with this thing on the chain. The P38 can opener is a hardened steel folding tool about 1.5 inches long, developed by the Army Substance Research Lab in 1942, meant to open sea rations during World War II. It's called the John Wayne because it's tough. It was standard issue for 40 years. Cheap, lightweight, versatile, and it's got a hole in the top, and you put it through the chain that holds your dog tag. And so you always have, when you're getting sea rations, you always have something to open up the cans, or any other can for that matter. A little teeny little thing, sharp as hell, and it really works. Anyway, thank you, Peter. Very cool. All right, hold on and see what do we got here. Birthday list. God, I don't know why I'm so far behind here. I'm not good. How about this? How about Judy Collins? Judy Collins is 87 years old today. Famous for, of course, Both Sides Now. And my favorite song of hers, and I have this on my magic music stick, is Someday Soon. Someday soon, going with you someday soon. It's a story about a guy who goes out of the service, just out of the service and looking for his fun, and he's a rodeo guy, and her daddy hates it that he's a rodeo guy, and she's going to go with him no matter what her daddy says, and she was standing by her man. In fact, you know what? This is stupid. Can I tell you a stupid thing? I tell you stupid things all the time, but one more stupid thing. This is really weird. When I'm in my car, I have my magic music stick and stuff, and a lot of songs that I sing along to. I love to sing. I used to be, in choruses and choirs and glee clubs, stuff like that. And I love to sing when I'm in my car by myself. And one of my songs, Judy Collins, is Someday Soon. Someday Soon is one of the songs that I cannot sing all the way through in one octave. In other words, I'll go someday soon, going with you someday soon, and then it goes, my father, wah. When she goes to the higher part, I can't do both of her parts. And most singers don't have that much of a stretch that would require me to go like this, that I can't do it in keeping my one octave. Like there are most of the artists, I have no trouble at all singing the whole song in the one octave I start with. It's usually at least one below them. But yes,
I believe I speak for the entire audience, plus everyone in attendance there in the studio. by saying that is probably the most fascinating tidbit you have ever shared with us in the history of the Kim Peterson Show.
My daddy does not like him because he rides the rodeo. Well, thank you very much. Very funny. I don't know why I said that. Who's that?
TMI.
What about
TMI.
One of my favorite sing-along girls is that little chubby chick, the first winner of the singing.
Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson. And I can sing her stuff exactly like I, for some reason, without changing octaves. So I keep. I know there's a difference. Roswell Tim on the radio. Hey, man, happy Friday. What's going on?
Hey, Kimmer, if you'll fax me a copy or text me a copy of Flounders list every day, I'll call you about every 5 minutes and prompt you with a new topic.
Very funny. I like to be prepared. So I spend, 9 hours getting ready for this stupid show. What's that?
I just tried to help you out.
It's a big help. Roswell Tim, thanks, man. Be careful out there and have yourself a weekend or something.
Remember when PTI, Kornheiser, and Wilbon, they had like 30 seconds to talk about something and the bell would ring and you had to stop
and they would keep going, normally. Or you have a bell. You're going to have a bell on me, are you now? You bell the cat. You're going to bell the cat. Bell the Kimmer. He's got his little, there you go, that's it. Yeah, well, that's probably a good idea. You should probably stop me because I'm losing it. I'm losing it. There's no question about it. And you can all say, he told us, God, you can't hold it against the bastard. He said he was going to do it, and by God, he kept his word. So there you are. I got a question for you. There's a couple of new speed trap areas in my neck of the woods. Now, two things. I shouldn't say anything on the radio. I don't want to. In Alpharetta, I live in the area. I drive and live in the area mostly of Alpharetta and Roswell. And they're in that area, in North Georgia, in north suburbs. There are a couple of new speed trap areas in popular areas where the speed limit is like 40 or 30, 35 or 40. Residential type areas, and they've popped up recently. Now, I don't speed around here because I don't want a cop to pull me over.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't speed.
Well, I know. Well, what if I got a girl in the trunk? You never know. Maybe she might have passed out.
What were you telling me earlier?
I ain't telling you anything. Shut up. Ixnay Hawking today about the
Rick the Painter on the
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank God. Rick the Painter. Yeah, you and your bell. Hey, Rick, how's it going, man? What's up, Rick the Painter?
Hey, happy Friday, Kimmer.
Yeah.
Hey, Kimmer, I only know 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why.
You don't know why. So this one, you only know 25 of the 26. You don't know why you don't. Oh my. Well,
Kimmer, I just got over my addiction to chocolate marshmallows and nuts.
You got over your addiction to chocolate marshmallow and nuts? Wow.
Well, it wasn't easy. It was a rocky road.
It was a rocky road. They're traveling the road of. Oh, wow.
All day, folks, till 6 o'clock.
I just don't get this guy. You don't get this on the morning show. Now, they have jingles. Let's go west. By the way, what do they mean? West? Let's go west. What the hell? I mean, seriously. Let's go west. Way out west. Way out west. Wait, way out west.
We're in the South.
Georgia.
We're in the South.
Way out west of what? England. Anyway, I'm not. I shouldn't be critical. They're the guys. So they start the day.
Mm-hmm. So they get our day rolling.
So there you are. Anyway, Kimber, Pete, Flounder, and Rocket Man on the thing. All right, 444. 404-741-1230 if you want to join us. 741-1230. Let's see. Glenn Beck was talking today about
the end of the world.
Well, when he does the podium hour, where it's, he does the ecclesiastical, I love him. Okay, I love him, but every day it's like a 45-minute period where it's he's like it's just
low.
Yeah, it's just kind of swing low, sweet chariot kind of stuff, and it's like the words of Abraham or something. I don't know. It's just on
Corinthians 4:13.
Yeah. It's double Corinthians, 2 Corinthians. Wait, I get it wrong. I'm confused. But he was talking about Donald Trump going to China. And Glenn Beck actually said, the Chinese, given everything going on in the world today and Donald Trump and what's going on with all this thing going on, the Chinese have the ability to poison Donald Trump with a slow-acting poison. And they say, I hope they don't. I hope that's not. I'm going, Jesus, Glenn. Holy God. Wow. I mean, where did that come from? All of a sudden, Glenn Beck is saying it's possible that Chinamen over there can slow poison Donald Trump when he goes to visit. I mean, wow. It caught me by surprise, that's all. Anyway, we certainly hope not. All right, it's 4:45 already. Holy cow. 404.
Cheer up, Glenn.
Yeah, 404-741-1230. Amen. On 106.3. All right, look out here. Everything's good. Everything's good.
Get the latest breaking news and insight from the biggest conservative voices in the South when you follow Extra 106.3 across all your social media platforms. Find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube at Extra 106.3.
You hear bail bonds and you think one thing. Someone to get you out of a jam. But A Second Chance Bail Bonds is built differently. This family-run team, led by brothers Daniel and Ryan Matalon, believes everyone deserves a second chance. And they prove it every day through the A Second Chance Community Foundation. They support local nonprofits, partner with law enforcement, and stay active in community programs, food drives, and safety initiatives. Bottom line, they don't just work in the community, they're part of it. Learn more at a2cfoundation.org. That's a2cfoundation.org.
It's official. President Trump has endorsed Burt Jones for governor.
Burt Jones has been an incredible leader. This man has my complete and total endorsement, and I really want to see him win.
Burt Jones is a trusted Trump conservative who's leading the fight to end Georgia's state income tax.
He's going to make a great, great governor. You will be very happy, Georgia. Burt Jones has my complete and total endorsement.
Paid for by Burt Jones for Georgia.
Jaron Solomon here, and if you want to absolutely win Mother's Day, listen up. Now through May 10th, when you make a purchase at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, you can receive a free Big Green Egg grill with qualifying purchase. And this year, for all of you out there who have taken us up on this offer before, you also have the option of a brand new Traeger. You give mom something timeless, and you get the grill everybody wants. Visit Solomon Brothers Jewelers or book your appointment at solomonbrothers.com.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. So when we go through days or weeks of volatility in the market, Sean, it's hard to know what to do. What can you tell us?
The biggest thing is don't panic or make immediate decisions with your money. Take those emotional concerns out of the middle of it. Look, markets cycle regularly. Market corrections and bear markets are a normal part of the cycle. They're just part of the plan that are going to be accounted for. If you feel nervous when you read the headlines about big drops in the market, you might not know enough about how your money is positioned. That's why it's important to get the right guidance on a financial plan for your retirement.
Tell us about the offer you have for our listeners.
All right, so now's the time to start, folks. Looking ahead and identifying if you have too much risk in your portfolio. That's the first thing. We have a helpful little resource for our listeners today. We call it the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit. You can get it today by calling or texting WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped put together this just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement, plus guides on major topics like investments, Social Security, income planning, taxes, and so forth of the key components of retirement. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer and get your Retire Happy Framework today. Just text WISE to 770-802-2200. The team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework to you right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Firm does not provide tax services.
And now, ladies' choice. Go Bob Dylan. (1969), Bob Dylan recorded an appearance for the Johnny Cash Show. He did it at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville. After 2 solo numbers from Bob Dylan, Johnny Cash joined him for a rendition of Girl from the North Country. In this primetime show, Johnny Cash enjoyed booking performers of contemporary artists like Neil Young, James Taylor, Ray Charles, Eric Clapton, all booked in forthcoming shows, starting with Bob Dylan on this day in 1969. There you go. There's Johnny singing that part.
Mr. Cash.
Mr. Cash. What a story. What a great career he ended up having. He did acting. He was on Columbo and played a murderer and all kinds of stuff. So anyway.
Cheated on his wife, addicted to drugs.
Yeah, it was not good. Yeah, it was not
lived the life.
Was not good. Yeah.
Hey.
What was the one where he said, "I'll never cheat on you" song? And then, of course, he was cheating the hell out of her. It was Walk the Line. Yeah, that was one.
Murder in Cayuga County with him, and Andy Griffith was the bad guy. As a very good TV movie.
Yeah.
Very good.
Oh, mercy. Our birthday list includes Dan Florek. And what, to me, I mean, I almost freaked when I saw him in his second TV show. Dan Florek is 76. Dan Florek's that bald guy who played Captain Cragen on Law & Order SVU. But Dan Florek before that, years before that, played the geeky sales guy on L.A. Law who was dating Roz, who was Arnie's secretary. And Roz was overweight and not really, like a showgirl type guy or girl. And so they kind of made fun of her boyfriend, who was a geeky, goofy a salesman who did conventions where he made trinkets. And Dan Florek, and that was him, and he was kind of silly and unimportant, and so. And then all of a sudden, a few years later, he's the lieutenant or the captain of the police department. And I thought, boy, he pulled it off. He played a tough guy and yelling around and everything. I couldn't believe it.
Well, what's Malcolm in the Middle to Breaking Bad?
Yeah, that's right. Hell, he played a dentist. An anti-dentite. Wasn't that him?
Seinfeld.
Yeah, on Seinfeld.
Like a stick of a
schnitzel of a
smear.
What is it? A
smear.
No, it wasn't a smear. It was a schnickel, a shtickle. Give me a shtickle of fluoride.
Not only that, remember he actually took the oxygen before.
Yeah, right.
Which was unscripted.
Yeah, a PA worker or something like that gave him the idea to do that.
Why not? Oh God. Anyway, Dan Florek, 76 years old today, and this is May Day, and for the record, it's like a double thing. May Day in 1889 was officially chosen the International Workers' Day by the Socialists and Communists of the Second International, as well as anarchists, labor activists, and leftists in general around the world. It was made to be May Day to celebrate the 1886 Haymarket Massacre in Chicago. They were struggling to work an 8-hour day, and it was a massacre of police and protesters, and so since then, in the 1880s, they made May Day, May 1st, to commemorate it. Now, May Day, May Day, May Day, the distress call is not related to this at all. The distress call was created in 1923 when a senior radio officer at the Croydon Airport in London was asked to come up with a word to indicate distress, so pilots could be understood and the towers could be understood. Everybody would know that there was an emergency and the ground staff would be ready to go if there was some kind of word to say there was a problem. Well, they needed something understood. And again, this was done, radio officer in London. But much of the traffic at the time, again, this is 1920s, much of the traffic at the time was between the London airport and Le Bourget airport in Paris. So this tower guy said, I propose the word M-A-I-D-E-Z, Maydays, which is French for help me. May Days is May Day, and he said, well, now let's do this. Let's make sure we have to repeat it 3 times in a row. That'll make it an emergency call in case someone may be confused by someone saying, well, it's May Day, da-da-da. So if you say it 3 times, it's the French word May Days, and that's where we got May Day. As a distress call. Da-da-da, boom, ya-da-da-da. 4:55 already. Holy cow, holy cow, holy cow. I got to get my note here. Now, let's see, a couple things. Eric Swalwell, name is going to come up again in Washington. 2 women senators, Joni Ernst, a Republican, Iowa, Kirsten Gillibrand, that naughty little hottie from New York. I'll bet she was a firebrand when she was about 20 years younger. Democrat in New York. They're having a thing called the Taxpayer-Funded Pensions for Sex Criminals Act. They don't want to have anybody convicted of a rape or sex crime still getting some kind of a federally subsidized pension. And it's named after Eric Swalwell. So they're saying Eric Swalwell, if he's convicted of this stuff, there's no way he should keep getting his pension. And if Eric Swalwell, of course he's resigned, but he is due for a pension of about $22,000 a year. Lawmakers get an annual annuity, depending on average of service, of about $45,000 a year. Some get a lot more than that. But Swalwell hadn't been in that long enough. But he'll get $22,000 or $23,000 a year unless this bill goes through and you're naming it after him. By the way, the Babylon Bee says now because of his rape charges and sexual misconduct, Eric Swalwell is now the leading candidate for Democratic presidential nominee. So that's kind of which I think is fairly
all the things he said about other people while he was doing that.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Or what he said about Trump, for that matter.
Particularly, as remember the January 6th commission, as though he's the high and mighty ruling on what. Yeah, it's all just filth. But first the Flounders funny. Here we go.
So my son's in a Christian school. They're very strict. They have cameras everywhere, a lot of rules. It's fine. But one day I get a phone call while he's in kindergarten, and they're like, Dave, you need to come in. Something happened to your son. I said, is he okay? They go, yeah, he just got in a bit of trouble. I was like, oh, is he still 5 years old? They said, yeah. I said, oh, you can just go ahead and handle that in-house.
Get down here, yeah.
And they said, no, it's pretty serious. And I said, it's not. Was he selling fentanyl on the playground again? Pimping out the bitches in his class? Look, it's not his fault. You see how they dress. They're whores. So I go in, and they have this monitor set up, and they're showing me this video. It's my son. He's a kindergartner. He's reading a book that's this thick in the library, looking at pictures. And this kid who's in 5th grade walks up to him, knocks the book out of his hand, shoves my son. My son goes flying back, cracks his back on the corner of a wall. You can tell he's in a lot of pain. So the kid's walking away. My son reaches down, grabs the book, walks towards him, jumps up in the air, cracks him in the face, and the kid drops.
Oh, my God. Give him a medal.
They didn't clap, but my honest response was, oh, it was gangster. So they said, you don't support this, do you? I'm like, no, it's mine's the little one. It's fine. And they said, he's supposed to tell the teacher. I said, oh, he's not a narc. They said, no, we have a no bullying policy at this school. We need to know who the bullies are. And I said, it's the one on the ground.
Yeah.
And they said, please talk to him. And I was like, all right. So now I'm driving him home, and I'm 40, but I'm not an adult. And I'm driving him, and he's in the back seat, and I'm thinking what my dad would say. I'm like, all right, son. In life, people are going to pick on you. They're going to be mean to you and cruel to you and attack you and say things that are going to hurt you and physically hurt you, and you're going to want to get them back. But you need to understand that when you choose to get them back, you need to make sure there are no cameras.
That's right.
Exactly what a good parent would do, right? And then we went for ice cream because he's a hero.
You know, that's absolutely true. If you stand up to a bully...
Well, it's like you say, you punch him in the nose.
You punch him in the nose and make them bleed. If you want to get them right at the end of the nose, and they'll see their own blood, and that normally takes care of most of the issues. Well, at least in my experience. I don't know. Anyway, Kimmer P. Flounder and Rocket Man on the board. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon. How you doing? Braves in Colorado. Game tonight around 8-ish or something. 680 The Fan. In the meantime, 5 o'clock. Holy crap, it's sports is coming up, and we'll be talking about those Hawks, among other things, here on 106.3. Having a great day. Look out. Here we go.
Experience it live. Try to. It's like taping your favorite sports game and you hear the score before you get to watch it. I played my 40.
The Morning Extra. Every weekday morning from 6 to 10 on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
They're standing up for seniors. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump just delivering that message at the Villages in Florida.
No tax on tips.
Highlighting benefits of what he still calls the one big beautiful bill.
No tax on overtime. No tax on Social Security.
A day after signing an order aimed at expanding access to retirement accounts, the president says Republicans have common sense policies. Democrats argue he's sending prices and the country in the wrong direction. While he's in Florida, May Day protests are happening across the country, spearheaded by a coalition of organizations, including labor and teacher unions, climate groups, Democratic Socialists, and Communist Party chapters.
One group here, Free DC, says it's protesting because the Trump administration has gutted local union jobs, is hunting and killing people in the streets, and building an empire of detention.
Fox's Rich Edson. In North Carolina, multiple school districts canceled classes for a day of civic action. Before traveling to Florida, the president telling reporters Iran wants to make a deal, but they're asking for things he can't agree to.
But we just had a conversation with Iran. Let's see what happens. But I would say that I am not happy.
Also calling Iran's leadership disjointed.
Very argumentative with each other. They come back, one says one thing, one says another. They're very confused.
For now, a ceasefire and a blockade continue. A second Florida grad student missing for more than 2 weeks is dead.
What began as a missing persons case ended with the discovery of a monstrous crime.
Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Cronister confirming a body found in Tampa Bay is identified as Nahida Bristi. A roommate of the other student already found dead is in custody, facing murder charges. The motive still being investigated. America's listening to Fox News.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea. We were meant to live free. Free to pursue our future and work hard. Free to move. Free to enjoy life without being held back. But if everyday aches and pains are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from pain. I tried everything and anything to help me get rid of my pain, and nothing freed me. It just masked the pain and the side effects, diminished my quality of life. I'm sure you have been there if you have real bad pain. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free, research-based formula that is designed to help your body fight inflammation, one of the root causes of pain. And it is not a quick fix or a temporary mask. It works from the inside out, at the source. Relief Factor. It was created for people to get back to living their life on their terms. Is that you? Walking, working, exercising, enjoying the moments that matter? This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take your stand for your own freedom. Declare your independence from pain. Try Relief Factor today. 1995, 3-week quick start. Ready for you right now. Visit relieffactor.com, 800-4-RELIEF.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right oblique, ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis recuperating in the luxurious mountains of Macon Recupa Center. And Flounders here and Rocket Band's on the board, and life is good, and everybody's here, including you, on Let It Rip Friday. Our number is 404-741-1230, 741-1230. I'm watching video on Fox 5 and the video of this freaking May Day celebrations around the world, for that matter, and in America too. And the first thing they started with is that that raggedy old dried up old hose bag traitor to her country, Jane Fonda, complaining that we need to shut down the day today. No shopping, no schools, no doing anything to take to the streets to protest Donald Trump. And by the way, and they made the point earlier on the news, around the world, May Day protests now suddenly are more concerned with Donald Trump and our foreign policy than anything else about, 1886 workers' rights. From the Haymarket massacre. So, I mean, really, it's just anything they can do to just hate Donald Trump and take to the streets. And by the way, most of the people they featured, Bette Midler and who's that Rosie O'Donnell and all these people, they're all old, dried up old hose bag women leading all these things. Just God. Anyway, May Day celebrations. All right, anyway, Kimmer, Payne, Flounder, and Rocket Man's on the board. Everything's fine. Neil Boortz joined us at 4. That was a lot of fun. Always enjoyed that. We have Holy Crap at Sports coming up. We do have newsy stuff, including and the latest on the Hawks. Holy cow. And again, I think somebody needs an explanation.
They need a fire hose enema is what they need.
How could they be from so close? And they could have won it. Well, I'm sorry. I don't want. We'll get to it in a few minutes.
Did they give up? Did they give up?
Yeah. Well, ask the question. What do you think? 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Braves are in Colorado later tonight. South Carolina Republicans are ticked off about what's going on. Again, here we go with the business of racism and race relations in this country and politics. And again, it's all Donald Trump hatred. South Carolina has a lieutenant governor named Pamela Yvette. Pamela Yvette was offered the commencement invitation address to South Carolina State. Was it South Carolina State College? Let me make sure I get the official thing. It's the only historically black college or university in South Carolina. And she was offered to give the South Carolina State University address at commencement, and the students found out about it, even though they didn't know what she was going to say. But when they found out the name of the commencement address speaker was Lieutenant Governor Pamela Yvette, they went nuts. They started screaming and yelling and protesting and throwing stuff and acting like little freaking children. So the university president has now said, well, we really put out a statement saying that out of an abundance of caution for safety, we'll be moving in a different direction for the spring commencement. From the outset, our decision to invite Lieutenant Governor Pamela Yvette to our spring thing was rooted in her record as a business leader and entrepreneur. The kind of innovation, resilience, and real-world achievement that aligns with the aspirations of our graduates. We're grateful to her for the willingness to engage with our students, for her time and consideration in accepting the invitation. And then they took it away because the students got mad, so they called it a caution for safety.
Yeah.
So, for safety. So they even realize they don't trust the safety of their own student body and their own facility to protect the lieutenant governor of their state from giving a speech at commencement? That's how bad it's gotten?
That was a chance to tell these little snots, we're in charge here. We're the adults, not you. Sit down and shut up or don't come.
And not only that, I mean, listen to what the president of the university put out saying, we hired you, decided to do this because of your record as a business leader and entrepreneur, innovation, resilience, and real-world achievement, the aspirations of our graduates. She's perfect.
Well, no, she's not. She's white.
I know, but isn't that what you want? I mean, seriously, the hypocrisy. I mean, I'm going to throw up over this stuff. And this is everywhere. Everywhere.
They do not want to hear anyone who does not look like them. No new ideas, nothing that could change my worldview because I'm perfect at 18 years old.
Well, the lieutenant governor said, the student body started going around campus screaming, hey, hey, ho, ho, Pamela Yvette's got to go. The students filmed inside the building decrying, here's what the students were saying, Donald Trump is a pedophile, a bigot, a racist, and a supporter of the police. If you support Donald Trump, you support pedophilia. You support bigotry, racism, and pro-police. The police that are killing our people, supporting ICE. You would like to have that because you're going to a concentration camp. That's not what they're calling, but that's what they're making. Oh, my God. This is what the students said, that they were in such danger.
Yeah. It's why do we listen to anyone under the age of 21 on anything?
Jesus.
We were all stupid at that age.
I mean,
hell, I was a Democrat.
Holy God. But I mean,
mainly trying to get laid. I was in Greenpeace, Worldwide Law, all those things, Amnesty International, because that's where the sleazy girls were.
But it's just, it's such a shame. And again, it's not anything that used to be like, real civil rights issues or women's rights or, bringing boys home from Vietnam.
It's Trump deranged syndrome.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It's Trump. They hate him that much.
And now they've canceled it for a problem of credible threats.
But they hated Johnson, they hated Nixon, they hated Reagan. I mean, it's like every other president. They get the youth jump up and down and scream and holler like they know anything.
This is South Carolina State University, the historically black or
very famous.
Yeah. And they went nuts. They called Donald the first thing they're using now with Donald Trump is pedophile. Where the hell did that come back from all of a sudden? I mean, was he ever actually charged with being a pedophile?
Lie after lie. No, it's just lie after lie after lie. Just throw it up against the wall, and enough people will believe it after a while.
God, I mean, seriously. 510. A quick thing on the world of social media and TikTok and clicks. There's a very famous one. I'd never heard of her. Her name is Bonnie Lockett, 38 years old. And she has, I guess, millions of people watching her, millions of Instagram followers. Bonnie Lockett, 38, and she says she's in a position now where she's 38 years old and been disappointed by so many men. She had a 9-month marriage, imploded after an 11-year relationship with a guy, claiming she found out that he was cheating on her the whole time. So she moved to Ibiza. Is it Ibiza? Ibiza, wherever that is, and found a new lover, and then he was cheating on her. And so now she says, I can't do this. I'm going to be out on my own. I'm going to make an absolute statement about it. I can't disappoint myself. And so I'm marrying myself. The OnlyFans creator, Bonnie Lockett, is going to marry herself. She's wearing a $20,000 wedding gown and a $25,000 diamond ring. And she's a sultry social media star who does scantily clad images with her millions of Instagram followers. And she's getting herself a 3-carat diamond, yellow diamond ring. What's that?
She's buying her own engagement ring?
Yeah, she bought herself a yellow diamond ring for romantic. Over 20 grand. Yeah. And a $20,000 gown. And she said, this meant so much to me, something I bought it since I was a little girl. I want to be married. I believe in marriage. I just don't believe in it with another human. Oh, God, that would make it so much easier. God, if I had only thought of that, I'd still have all my money. Oh, sorry. Anyway, and now... Yeah, I'm going to marry myself next time. And Robert Downey Jr., of all people, everybody's on a podcast. He was on a podcast, and he said all this stuff with people doing self-made online fame stuff, looking to have clicks and TikTok, things like that. He said this rise of technology, people are creating their celebrity without ever doing anything but rolling on their phone. He said the stars of the future want to be influenced, and Robert Downey Jr. says, I don't know what you think the world's coming to, but that's an absolute horse crap. Influence culture, feel like hype-driven self-promotion dressed up as something more meaningful. And he said, Robert Downey Jr. said, my 14-year-old son was sucked into this new age crap himself. He said, somebody said, hey, you're really playing video games great. So my son said, hey, if you really like me playing video games, would you send me a donation to watch me play? 14.
Yeah.
And Robert Downey Jr., growing up as a celebrity and star and everything, says, you can't get up in this social media stuff. You just can't. And a kid just proved it. This is the new living. Oh, man. It's 5:13. Holy crap. We got stories coming up for you now. Pete Davis, Kimber Pete, and Rocket Man and Flounders on the board. So here we go. Look out. Stand by.
Exposed their irrelevance. Being part of the zeitgeist and part of culture, you think that you have some kind of impact.
Extra 106.3 is getting ready for the 2026 midterms. And on the ballot, it's freedom versus communism. The choice is clear, and your vote matters more than ever. The future of our community and our country hangs in the balance, and the conservative voice of Atlanta will continue to fight the good fight right up to the election. Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
If you got a chance. Join us Saturday, June 13th as the Atlanta Braves and Live Nation host the first ever Braves Country Fest, presented by Truist. A celebration of Braves baseball and country music featuring Cody Johnson and Ella Langley, along with Ernest and Mackenzie Carpenter, as well as musical performances and activities inside the Battery Atlanta. A portion of proceeds benefit the Atlanta Braves Foundation. Get your tickets at braves.com/Braves Country Fest.
Well, summer's coming, and your old windows still have your AC working overtime before long. Hey, it's a Kimmer. How you doing? If we're talking windows, I'm talking about my friend Jeff at Peach State Windows. You know, you spend more cooling your home than heating it. And Peach State's heat-reflective glass keeps the brutal sun out and your bills down. Right now, how about this? 8 premium double-hung Energy Star windows installed for just $39.95. How about 0% financing for 12 months? 770-485-8011. Peach State Windows.
Right now, new car prices are out of control. Yes, it's more affordable to buy a used vehicle, but can you really trust what you're getting? That's why I use VIX Auto Care. VIX can perform a pre-purchase inspection of the vehicle I'm thinking about. They'll check it out from top to bottom, so I know if there are any potential problems. VIX helps me make the right decision. So before you buy, give VIX a try. VIX Auto Care on Roswell Street in Marietta. Visit them at VIXAutoCare.com. That's VIKS Autocare.com.
A simple act of generosity changed everything. A journey from alone and abandoned to one of the most successful businessmen in Georgia history. Here's Rick Jackson.
I spent Christmas Eve alone in a children's home. When I woke up, a Good Samaritan had left me $100.
Rick Jackson knows what it's like to go without. That's why he'll fight career politicians who talk about cutting income taxes and property taxes, but never deliver.
Unlike career politicians, I know how some extra money can change everything. That's why I'll freeze your property taxes and slash the income tax in half.
Conservative businessman Rick Jackson will deliver the Georgia results that failed career politicians never will.
I'll get you a boatload of your money back, or I won't run again. It's as simple as that.
The conservative outsider who will deliver real tax relief. Rick Jackson for governor. Paid for by Jackson for Governor, Inc.
All right, look out. On this day in 1967, Elvis, at 32 years old, married 21-year-old Priscilla Beaulieu. They broke up 4 years later. And the only celebrity to attend Elvis's wedding was Red Fox. And now, holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Before we get to the obvious here,
yes.
I sent you a video, which is an amazing video.
Oh,
I put it on my Twitter.
Can we post that?
Pete Davis 1.
We'll post it.
Alabama-Vandy college baseball game, and it's an umpire getting hit by a foul ball in the face, a home plate umpire, and he goes out as if Muhammad Ali just punched him in the jaw.
He looks dead. He looked like he died.
It was straight out, his arms
boom,
out, like
wham,
flat, boom, down,
flat on
out.
his back and gone. I mean, it looked like he died.
Never seen anything like it.
I have never seen that
anything
either.
like it.
Lord.
So if you want to check that out.
This was Vanderbilt baseball? Is that what you said?
Vandy Bama. Yeah,
wow.
Vandy Bama game. Yeah. The Atlanta Falcons. No one will ever top our 28-3 choke in the Super Bowl when it comes to embarrassing Atlanta sports teams. The Atlanta Hawks. Hold my beer. Last night's debacle at State Farm Arena will go down as the single most embarrassing loss in NBA postseason history. Not in Atlanta NBA sports history, in NBA sports history. Losing at home by 51 points to a team you had already beaten twice in this series. And a game where you lose, you go home, is in my mind the second most embarrassing and pathetic loss in Atlanta sports history. Only the Falcons' infamous 28-3 blown game against New England is worse. And that's only because it was in the championship game itself, not a first-round playoff blowout.
Right. Yeah.
It supplants the Braves and Mike Foltynewicz giving up 10 runs in the first inning against the Cardinals in a must-win playoff game a few years ago. That impotent attempt at basketball last night made Napoleon's loss at Waterloo look like he lost a water balloon fight. General George Armstrong Custer turned his TV off in the second quarter. It was so bad. This team, this head coach Quinn Snyder, will never live down this infamy unless they win multiple titles. Multiple. It's one thing to lose to a better team, which is what happened. It's another to not even try, to give up because that's what it looked like. Any salary you guys got for that game should be given to charity because you should not have been paid for that. How are they going to fix it? Well, they got to get bigger. They got to get meaner, get tougher. They have good players. But they struck out on their number one pick. Remember that? Zachary Rissalche?
Yeah.
Another example of Atlanta sports luck. They finally get the number one pick, and there's no Wimbayana waiting for him. There's no Cooper Flagg, no Shaquille or any of that, no David Robinson. Instead, the Hawks get stuck with an unknown French bench warmer with all the toughness and grit as a sprig of asparagus with warm hollandaise sauce. I'm keeping with the French theme.
Mercy.
Grok describes the Atlanta Hawks as one of those teams who've been stuck in mediocrity for decades.
Oh, Grok said
that's AI.
It's AI knows it. Yeah.
I love the Hawks. They were the first Major League Pro team I ever saw live. Alexander Memorial Coliseum, I was 9 years old. But they've only made the Eastern Conference Finals twice. They've never, since moving to Atlanta in 1968, made it to the NBA Finals. Never.
Yeah.
They did it 4 times in St. Louis, and they actually won a championship. But they've never done it in Atlanta. That's nearly a half century of ineptitude, of mediocre owners, mediocre coaches, mediocre players, a mediocre product, and Atlanta deserves better.
Didn't they win 2 of the games on the road against the Knicks?
They won 1, I think, on the road.
Yeah, but I remember the Knicks were pushing them around, and the Hawks even won one game where they looked like they were outmatched, but they still won. How could you go by winning on someone else's court like that and lose by 50?
Well, some of it is the Knickerbockers finally woke up and played like they were supposed to play. Because they are the better team.
Still, how could one pro team lose by 50 to another pro team in the playoffs?
Have some pride.
God,
by the way, the final score, the Knicks 140, the Hawks 89, and that's with the Hawks actually outscoring the Knicks in the fourth quarter. I believe the Knicks were playing their assistant coaches and ball boys at that point.
Yeah.
They may have had 3 players on the court at that point. I don't know. I couldn't watch.
That's unbelievable.
Braves in Colorado tonight. The 2-1 Grant Holmes to the Bravos against the 1-2 Jose Quintana for the Rockies. Atlanta 6.5 games ahead of the Marlins in the National League East. The Rockies in 4th place in the NL West, 4.5 games behind the Dodgers. After the blown loss yesterday, both Joel Payamps and Jose Suarez designated for assignment. Payamps' earned run average is over 8, Suarez over 6. They've been replaced on the roster by Hunter Stratton and Anthony Molina, both right-handers. Meanwhile, on the barge fire that is the New York Mets, they're now 11.5 games behind the Braves.
Oh, man.
The Red Sox have fired their well-respected manager. The Phillies have fired their well-respected manager. The Mets, they're standing pat. Team Wunderkind, David Stearns, announcing they're keeping skipper Carlos Mendoza, despite owning the major's worst record at 10-21. They've lost 17 of their past 20. Something's got to give. They're in Anaheim tonight. They're going to play an Angels team that has lost 6 in a row.
Oh, boy.
Something has to happen, all right? Mendoza says, we're in this together. It's not easy, but we got to keep going. There's no other choice here. We have a responsibility, and we have to turn this thing around. Mendoza then added, I'd keep playing. I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for quite a while. The Phillies have won 3 in a row, but not all is sunny in Philadelphia. Third baseman Alec Boehm is suing his own parents, claiming they defrauded him over $3 million.
Yow. Ouch.
Yeah. It's going to be a hard Thanksgiving. That's all I'm going to say.
Cow.
NFL news. The Browns broke ground in their new $2.4 billion dome stadium to be ready by 2029.
Wow.
Still being litigated in the courts, though. It'll be next to the airport, 15 miles south of downtown Cleveland. Their current stadium is only 26 years old. Okay?
Yeah.
I was there right after it opened with the Falcons when we played them. The first row of fans threw coins at us because we were blocking their view on the sidelines. The only time we had things thrown at us in 5 years I traveled with the Falcons.
No kidding. Wow.
NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell says Cleveland will be in line for a Super Bowl once they get the dome.
Well, yeah, sure. Why not? Even though it's Cleveland, still you have to drive there and be outside once in a while.
Okay, I was only there once, and I got to tell you, I'd rather be in Cleveland than Philadelphia. I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
I walked around. It was snowing. I walked the downtown area and everything that night. It was beautiful. You know, that big statue they have down there. And I thought it was better than I thought it would be.
I frankly, I don't think I've been to Cleveland in 50 years. Driving through once years ago, probably.
Yeah. The Kentucky Derby is tomorrow. Run every year since
1879.
Close, 1875.
Ooh, oh, there you go.
Well, here's some Derby trivia you can win money from your friends with tomorrow.
Okay.
The first winner for the Run of the Roses was Aristides, ridden by Oliver Lewis. You'll never see another horse named that in the Derby. The Jockey Club decides which names are good, and about 30% of horse names submitted are rejected.
Yeah, that's right.
All horse names must be 18 letters or less, including spaces and punctuation. There has to be a real word, not just initials. Use terms like filly, colt, stud, mare, and stallion, off limits.
Right.
No horses named after living people unless they get special permission. No dead people either unless they're fictional. No profanities, no making fun of people, and no names demeaning the horse. How about that? Can't make fun of the horse.
Good.
No previous winners' names. There will never be another secretariat in many ways.
Yeah.
How much money has the University of Michigan spent to find out the truth behind disgraced former head coach Sharon Moore's alleged affair with an underling?
Well, it's not fair to ask the Kimmer because the Kimmer looked this up. I was reading that story this morning. Unbelievable. Go ahead. Tell the little people.
$11.5 million American dollars to an outside law firm.
To fight about the coach cheating with. Oh man! Yeah, they paid the law firm all the millions to get. We'll take care of it.
The woman is suing somebody. I take if I'm the school, I sue her because she lied to them. So they asked her if anything was going on. She said no, and she only turned him in when he fired her.
Yeah.
So I take every cent she wins.
Well, but you still can't do it. I mean, this is just a mess. Well, because she
lied.
Yeah, I know.
She broke her contract.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the Diana Rossini story gets stranger. A while back, a story surfaced as she came across an accident near her home in New Jersey, heroically jumped on top of a Jeep and saved an elderly man and his dog from the burning, overturned vehicle by tearing the fabric of the roof and pulling them out.
Really?
Now witnesses say it was actually her husband who did the saving, but Diana did hold the leash of the elderly man's dog to keep it safe. So she was there. She was trying to help.
Yeah.
So you got to give her credit for that.
Yeah.
In a related story, Diana Rossini still has a husband.
Oh, hey. Yeah, that is a little hard to believe. I mean, this is, it's like there's more than just one person being involved with allegedly with this woman's activities.
They follow Mike Vrabel's wife around. Why aren't they following the husband of her?
I know.
That's the most shocking that he's still around.
And all of it's pretty creepy that they're now literally spying on the couples to see how they're reacting with each other and if they go out together and they spied on them having dinner the other night, Vrabel and his wife.
Insiders, and they're obviously making stuff up, but nobody knows what's going on with the two, and they're in the room by themselves.
Unless they get told, so.
Unless the kids over here. On this date in 1884, Moses Fleetwood Walker became the first black player in the major leagues when the Blue Stockings dropped a decision to Louisville. Unfortunately, the 27-year-old Toledo catcher went 0 for 3 and committed 4 errors in his much-anticipated debut.
Yikes.
Which set the cause of black players back about 5 decades
Well, it
ago.
took a while, apparently,
1974, Pirate starter Doc Ellis, upset with his opponent's swagger, hits the first 3 Reds batters he faces with the first 5 pitches he throws. Hey, that's pretty good.
That sounds like me.
Like pitchers today can't do that.
Yeah.
After plunking Pete Rose, Joe Morgan, and Dan Dreesen,
oh my God.
Doc deliberately throws 2 pitches behind Tony Perez's head before walking the cleanup hitter and then went 0-2 on Johnny Bench. Okay, he's got him 0-2.
Yeah.
Okay, on Johnny Bench.
Yeah.
And that's when Pittsburgh manager Danny Murtaugh comes out and takes him out.
So the new pitcher's got 0-2 with Johnny Bench. All right, well.
Yeah. I should have looked up to see what Bench did after that.
Oh, mercy.
1980, Commissioner Bowie Kuhn fined the Mets because of disparaging remarks made against the Yankees by Jerry Della Femina, the president of the team's advertising agency. Jerry was paid $400,000 in 1980 to bolster the sagging attendance at Shea Stadium and included some sarcastic comments about Reggie Jackson and Bucky Dent. And then he was quoted as saying that the Yankees ballpark in the Bronx was in an unsafe neighborhood.
Uh-oh.
By the way, when I was up there for 99 for the World Series, when the Braves got swept, because the Braves, it was the best manager job I think Bobby Cox did, because that team was totally decimated when they went up there. And the Yankees were in the middle of their dynasty at that point. Yeah. But I got off, the subway stopped, and they said it was going to be another 40 minutes. And I was 2 stops away from Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium. Yeah. And I said, well, it's still light outside. I'm going to walk.
Oh, boy.
And I have all this radio equipment and stuff.
Oh,
so there's no hiding that, you know.
No.
And I get out, and I realize the sun is setting, and I'm a lot farther from Yankee Stadium than I thought I was.
Oh, no. Were you freaked out?
I walked the whole way there, and no problems. Not one thing. Not one thing. And not a good section of the Bronx either. I'll give them that. Yeah. 2000, thanks to Kilvio Veras' third-inning homer, the Braves established a modern franchise record with the 14th straight victory, beating the Dodgers in Chavez Ravine 2-1. 2011, the Phillies fans attending the Sunday night game against the Mets start chanting USA, USA, when word spreads of the death of Osama bin Laden. And everybody, all the players on the field are looking around like, what the blank is going on? Yeah. On this date in 2021, before pitching 3 innings and taking the loss against the Orioles, A's lefty Jesus Luzardo broke the pinky finger of his pitching hand while playing a video game. He goes on the 10-day injured list. An x-ray reveals a hairline fracture he got while thumping on a table while he was gaming for 4 hours before he pitched in the game.
Wow, that's pretty stupid.
I think he's now a Philly, isn't he? I think Luzardo's now a Philly.
Wow. Mercy. And by the way, on this day, 1975, Hank Aaron of the Milwaukee Brewers at the time broke baseball's all-time RBI record held by Babe Ruth. Freaking idiot.
Runs batted at?
I don't know. I'm not good. He broke Babe Ruth's RBI record during a game against the Tigers, which Milwaukee won 17-3, and Hank Aaron set the RBI record in 1975. And we have more coming up, too, with Pete Kimmer, Flounder, and Mr. Rocket Man on the board. 5:30, and you and it's Let It Rip Fridays. A beautiful day. How's it going? Look out.
These moves are reigniting home buying and putting the keys back in hands.
Your favorite Extra shows are streaming live video from the studio on Extra 106.3's YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Extra YouTube channel and get the Morning Extra and the Kimmer Show in live digital video.
In a time when everything feels political, one place must rise above it all: the courtroom, where the law rules and integrity matters. In 2020, Georgians came together, electing a justice who believes in protecting our courts.
I'm Georgia Supreme Court Justice Sarah Warren, and here's what I believe. I believe in the rule of law, the separation of powers, and a judge's limited role to interpret the law as written. I believe in a nonpartisan judiciary, impartial judges who don't advocate for political positions or outcomes. I believe in deciding cases without bias or favor, treating everyone with dignity and respect. As a justice on your Supreme Court, I've upheld these values. With your support, we'll maintain the integrity of our courts.
Vote to re-elect Justice Sarah Warren. Vote early starting April 27th or on Election Day, May 19th. Paid for by Georgians for Justice Warren, Inc.
Hey, this is Lowe's with Terry from Alpharetta, who just purchased a new car with the Honest Car Guy, the new, fully transparent, honest way to buy your next vehicle. Terry, tell us about your experience.
I have a son serving in the military. He's active duty with limited time to look for a car. My son was looking for a used Hyundai Veloster, and I had heard about the Honest Car Guy on the radio, decided that might be a route to go, and we made a phone call over the weekend. He screen shared the information with us. We looked over the vehicle, and he took the reins from there, and they were able to walk us through the process of buying the car. We're very clear and transparent, and next thing we knew, we had a car in the driveway.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-555-1509. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-555-1509. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-555-1509. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-555-1509 or biglou.com.
Certain things in life can paralyze you in fear, and a letter from the IRS is one of those things. I know, I've gotten one. If you've received a notice from the IRS, or maybe you owe back taxes, or you have years of unfiled returns, or maybe you filed but you can't pay what the IRS says you owe, you are crazy to try to deal with the IRS on your own, really. The IRS has the power to revoke your passport, drain your bank account, levy your wages, and if you're a business owner behind on payroll taxes, they'll shut your business down and come after you personally. But you don't have to face all of this alone. Get the expert help you need. Call the folks at Rush Tax Resolution today, 877-554-RUSH. Rush Tax is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They're the only company that I would trust and recommend in this category. They offer free IRS transcript investigation. They'll tell you upfront and for free if they can even help you. And they'll only take your case if they know they can help you. 877-554-7874. 877-554-RUSH or rushtaxresolution.com.
Start your day with Tug and Los on the Morning Extra.
Now you have the most conservative president moving in to that seat since Ronald Reagan.
Buddy, and
J.D. Vance.
They have no idea what they're up against.
Like, that's why it's all just fool's gold. It's all just silliness. It's all fundraising. You want to talk about what the next 4 years could look like as we get into 2028? That's going to be the great Satan for them, will be an actual conservative sitting in that seat.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Yeah, look out. More on the Elvis wedding coming up here now. 1967. 32-year-old Elvis married 21-year-old Priscilla Beaulieu. He had met her in 1959 when she was 14. Elvis got out of the Army in 1960, had been stationed in Germany. Beaulieu moved into the singer's Graceland mansion with her family's blessing. The wedding ceremony took place at the Aladdin Hotel in Las Vegas, and although the marriage license was only $15, the wedding cake cost $3,500. And this is 1967. That's like 20 grand today. They divorced after 5 years, so that's not that good there. Elvis and Priscilla. Well, he was screwed up. All right, here we go. Kimmer P. Flounder, Rocket Man. Here's a birthday. Oh, we got a sports birthday here, too, Pete Davis. Stevie Cawthon. Steve Cawthon, the jockey, 66 years old today. And again, the Kentucky Derby is tomorrow. And I was reading a story that apparently they're really suffering from hotel rooms. Nobody's getting hotel rooms. And they're afraid that they price themselves out of people swamping the place. And they literally have said that people are staying farther away and driving there or something.
Yeah. Airbnbs, yeah.
And everything's changed.
Because they're gouging.
Yeah, that's right. Well, hell, you charge $2,000 a night, for, a one-day event, so...
Here's a way to feel old. Remember when Steve Cawthon was 16 years old and they made a big deal about him racing
the
at
baby
16?
racer, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. He's 66. That was 50 years ago. Oh, my God. Wow. And let's see. Tim McGraw, the singer of Taylor Swift, Tim McGraw song. Tim McGraw's 59 years old today. And let's see, do one more here. How about American Choppers guy, Paul Tuttle, Sr. is 77. He's the old man. He and his son, Paul Jr., used to get in fights all the time. And that's one of the reasons I have a chopper. It was made for me in 2004, and I used to watch that show all the time. The American Choppers and
a little bit of family dysfunction between.
They were all screwed up. But again, and it was
they were talented at what they did.
Yeah, and again, of course, all those choppers were $100,000 motorcycles too. People don't realize those things are definitely not easy to get. Anyway, and another sports thing here too. Pete Davis on this day in 1991, Nolan Ryan. In 1991, on this day, threw his 7th no-hitter, shutting out the Toronto Blue Jays 3-0. That was Nolan Ryan's 7th no-hitter. He was 44 years old when he did it. The same night, 1991, Ricky Henderson broke Lou Brock's all-time base stealing record. Ricky Henderson stole base number 939. Holy smokes. What's the average? Today, what's the average now? Nobody steals bases anymore, even though they made the bases bigger.
It's kind of coming back. It's starting to come back.
But, I mean, a good, like Acuna, what's he going to steal, 20, maybe 30 bases? Won't steal 100?
I don't want him.
Yeah.
I don't want him stealing any bases.
Not anymore, no. But I mean, any good, I really haven't kept track, but any good, off the top of your head, is there a base stealer now who's going to make 40 steals this year or 20? I mean, what's an average?
Ellie De La Cruz of the Reds, and there's one, I'm trying to think of the one, I was just watching him last week that's really fast, and I can't remember who he's playing for.
Yeah, but how many bases does a big leaguer steal these days? 20 or 30, not 100, right?
Usually around there.
I mean, Ricky Henderson and Lou Brock. Lou Brock was a Dodger, wasn't he?
No. Oh, my God. Well, I
forgot.
Lou Brock.
Yeah.
He was one of the worst trades of all time. The Cubs got Ernie Broglio from the Cardinals for Lou Brock.
Yeah, there you go. Cardinals. That's right. I remember now. I remember seeing the uniform now. All right, sorry. I didn't mean to be bad.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry.
First RBAs, and now Lou Brock a Dodger.
I got nothing. I got things in my mind. Something bad's going to happen in about 2 days, and I know it, and I'm trying to not think about it.
What have you done now?
I know I just.
Okay, I go away for 2 months. What have you done? It's like I'm your consigliere.
I know.
And I'm Robert Duvall, and I'm not there.
I'm trying to keep you out of it. You can't your heart couldn't take the pressure.
Probably not.
Anyway, a little history thing here for you. 1963, after a brief but grueling stint as a bunny in the Manhattan Playboy Club, feminist writer Gloria Steinem publishes the first half of her landmark account, A Bunny's Tale, in Show magazine. Gloria Steinem was a freelance writer commissioned by the magazine to apply for a job at Playboy with a fake name and document what happened. They were told that it was, just like having a party every night. Well, it'd be great. Playboy magazine made it seem like that. She said, no, not at all. Very much uglier than that. The bunnies were given subjects of various kinds of demerits for example, refusing to go out with a customer in a rude way. They were not even allowed to go out with customers, with few exceptions, but if they were rude about it, they got a demerit. They got a demerit if the cottontail on their uniform got dirty. She said the bunny uniforms were so tight you couldn't move, swollen feet from hours in high heels, harassment by drunks who make up 95% of the clientele of 2,000 men, maybe 10, looked at her as a woman instead of an object. The sexually liberated, male-centric lifestyle embodied with Hefner, he took it in stride, saying, we are in favor of women's liberation. I remember he kept saying that. Well, women, they can work here and be here and stuff like that. So after her article came out, he stopped giving the bunnies mandatory blood tests and mandatory gynecological exams, which Gloria Steinem documented in her piece. She regretted it later because she had a whole bunch of offers to take on sexualized undercover roles, everybody else. Also, photos of her in that bunny costume are still being shown. She did, though, later say she's glad she exposed the struggle of women who were objectified for trying to make a living. And the irony, among other things, was Gloria Steinem was a dish, a leggy blonde and, pretty hot. And, of course, this was back in the days when the women's lib movement was something totally different than it is now, that's for sure. Oh, here we go. Another modern-day story about school teachers. Angela Faith Jordan is a Florida substitute teacher. And recently in Mineola, Florida, she got into trouble because she was making explicit remarks to her students, including saying that she would engage in sexual activity with her students and referred to herself as a $1 million prostitute. This is a teacher in Florida at the school. She was twerking in the classroom for the students' enjoyment. She yelled and slammed her hands on a desk, and then the police showed up. One student said she was attacked as the class was ending. The students started to get out, and this girl said she was the last to leave when Miss Jordan yelled at her, called her a derogatory name, put her hands on her head and the back of her neck, and put her hand up and down her throat like she was choking her or feeling her up. And then she said, "I'm not a threat and I will not be killed." This is the teacher saying this to the cops. "I will not be killed. I got tased by the police in Pine Hills one time. I double dare you. You think I got a weapon? Is that right? Well, you're going to say I was a threat. Oh, yeah?" They took her away after the twerking and fondling incident in school. Apparently, this woman has a history of bipolar disorder and got fired. Good grief. One of my other favorite stories here today, chicks, man. A woman named Tiana Cressigny is a graduate of a British law school program, and she started communicating with a guy named James Broadnax a few weeks ago. James Broadnax was writing to her from his jail cell in Texas, the death row jail cell in Texas. And they started a conversation and a relationship by mail, writing to each other from prison in her place. And so she was there when he was supposed to be put to death. She was there. He had killed two people, killed two people in a robbery when he was 19 years old. He'd been on death row all this time. That was 20 years ago or something like that. And the new bride was there watching him when they gave him the death needle, and she was screaming and yelling and threw herself against the death chamber window, her arms spread wide as she was grasping for her husband, laying there as he shook his head the final time, screaming, "I love you. I love you. They killed my husband. He suffered so bad from the lethal injection, had a nosebleed and bruising. Oh, no." And then she said, "The families of the people it killed were laughing. Is that justice?" They were laughing. Yeah, well, lady, God, please. First of all, you're crazy and you're sick. And the fact that you could even begin to write love letters to a man on death row 2 weeks before he's going to be executed says a lot about you. And again, here we go. And this happens all the time. Remember, what's his name? Lacey Peterson's murder husband, Scott Peterson, whatever his name was. Everybody wanted to marry him. Anyway. All right, 546. How you doing? God, we're almost over 6 o'clock.
Oh, how about that Richard Ramirez in Southern California?
Yeah, that's right. The Night Stalker. I covered that first murder. Did I tell you that in San Francisco?
I lived out there when he was doing that.
I covered his first murder for KRON TV, the NBC network operator, and I was on the network doing stories about the stuff he used to write on the walls. Night Stalker. Oh, man, scared the crap out of me, I may tell you. All right, 546. Here we go. 106.3. How you doing? Hold on. Be right with you, Alligator.
You've been warned. If the Dems win the midterms, the border opens back up. Impeachment comes down, and you get more riots in the streets. Now's the time to hunker down and vote red. Count on Extra 106.3 to bring you the stories that matter from the most trusted voices in the country. Proud to be Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
For a lot of drivers, the question isn't, should I buy a Toyota? It's, where should I buy it? Because the dealership matters long after the paperwork is signed. My good friends at Marietta Toyota, well, they've built their reputation the right way. Trust, consistency, and of course, most importantly, taking care of the neighbors and customers for over 50 years, proudly serving the Marietta area since 1975. You get real selection, straightforward answers, and a team that respects your time. Here's the difference most dealerships don't include. Every new Toyota comes with our nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty. That's valid for unlimited time and unlimited mileage for as long as you own your Toyota. That's long-term confidence backed by Toyota quality and supported by a full team here after the sale with service and genuine Toyota parts on Cobb Parkway South. It's time for you to visit Marietta Toyota on Cobb Parkway South, about 3 miles north of Truist Park. Marietta Toyota. We've been here, and we'll be here for you.
Nationwide lifetime powertrain warranty included with every new Toyota purchase. See dealer for coverage details, exclusions, and requirements.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
The Beach Boys. Here we go. Da-dun-da-dun. There we go. 1967. I actually used this line once. Hit in a bar outside of, God, where were we? We were on a road trip, a bunch of guys, and we were going into a bar, and there were 2 or 3 women who were coming out of the bar, and one of them said to her girlfriend, "Oh, Rhonda, we got to go to the so-and-so." And I walked right up to her and said, "Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda." And she actually laughed, and I almost tried. And then I walked away with my buddies, but I wonder if I could have
closed the deal.
I didn't close the deal. I wonder. I didn't even try, but that, how unusual.
Why would you?
How unusual.
Keep the streak alive.
No to kiss. No to kiss.
You are the iron horse of futility.
That's exactly correct. With chicks. Beach Boys arrested. FBI arrested Carl Wilson on charges of avoiding the military draft and refusing to take the oath of allegiance. Carl Wilson was later released and joined the band in Ireland for a British tour. Well, okay. Jamie Dornan's birthday, 44. Jamie Dornan was Christian Grey in 50 Shades of. He'll be Aragorn in The Lord of the Rings Hunt for Gollum. Hit theaters next year. Jamie Dornan, 44. Wes Anderson's 57, guy who directed and wrote Rushmore, The Royal Tenenbaums, and The Grand Budapest Hotel. Pretty talented guy. Wes Anderson, 57. And Ray Parker Jr., the Ghostbusters guy, 72 years old today. Holy cow. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, yeah, here we go. A couple things. On this day in 2003, quote, major combat operations in Iraq have ended. 2003, this is. In the Battle of Iraq, the United States and our allies have prevailed, unquote, U.S. President George W. Bush. Underneath a banner made by White House staffers which said, mission accomplished. Less than 6 weeks into the war, didn't officially end for another 8 years. But remember when that banner, he was on that ship, it said mission accomplished, and people said, oh, really? Well, damn, I'll be a son of a gun. And it didn't really quite turn out that way. And one more thing here in history thing, this was kind of unusual. In 1970, on this day, Mississippi banned Sesame Street from their state educational TV programming because Sesame Street in 1970 had depicted an integrated neighborhood and black and white children playing together. Oh, my God, into Mississippi? Due to public outcry, the ban only lasted 22 days. The show premiered the previous November. God.
Different time.
Different times. Anyway, 5:52 already. Holy cow, another Flounders Funny coming up here in 5 minutes. And by the way, this business for the May Day celebrations, now this could be seen as a threat, especially after what happened with the Jim Comey arrest and something just happened. Turns out now that anti-Trump protesters gathered at rallies in Washington and New York and D.C. and Los Angeles are all carrying a similar poster. Gee, I wonder how they got that organized all over the country. The posters they are carrying say the phrase 8647. That was the message James Comey, former FBI director, did in the Seychelles on the thing to kill Donald Trump. And he got arrested for it. When asked what he meant by the sign, he said, "We're out in the kitchen." Yeah. This one kid holding a sign, they said, what does that sign mean? He said, "We're in the kitchen. We're in the kitchen." A man beside him carried a sign that said 86 the mall. That's a military law enforcement term to kill a target. And it was spotted on signs all over the country.
Did you see where Trump got in the helicopter leaving the White House and he buzzed the crowd?
Oh, no, I did. Oh, cool.
Drowning out their little...
the protesters of the May Day crowd? How cool is that?
And by the way, those out there who still won't pay attention to what we've been saying for 30 years about the teachers, the two teachers unions, the largest ones in the country, the two women running it, one black, one white, are both Marxists. And they're both helping destroy public education. And they're all for this socialism, communism thing. And the whole state of North Carolina got their kids out today so they could go dance in the park, all the teachers.
That's right. And in fact, when Chicago, this was a huge debate, and the teachers had to make a compromise with the union in the district about whether the kids would not get the whole day off, but they are able to use the school buses to go to these protests and so forth. And one of the programs I mentioned earlier, one of the programs for the Chicago Teachers Union to talk about at their programs all over for the May Day celebrations in the Chicago area today is to talk about diversity, inclusion, and gender identity and transitionalism to children in elementary school.
And they gave them signs to hold. They gave the kids signs. Kids don't even know what the signs say.
You know, that to me is just so abusive. I've really always, I don't like it in movies. I don't like using children as props for things that dangerous and scary things like that in movies or and especially in protests. I mean, I can't imagine bringing. Well, I can't imagine.
I said before that upsets people. I said most teachers are morons and they're dangerous morons. That's the majority of them. They do not belong in front of your children. They don't belong in front of a classroom telling kids and trying to warp kids' minds. Most of them are abject imbeciles and they're dangerous.
Yeah, and in fact, these protesters are saying the reason that the school in South Carolina turned down the Republican lieutenant governor because if they say, well, if you believe in Donald Trump, then you're a pedophile and a rapist, and we can't support you just automatically. That's why when they do surveys, I'll never get over this. A national survey showed that Donald Trump's approval rating for the tax plan is 44%. Well, okay, if you call somebody on the phone or whatever they're doing, and they say, here's a question for you. Do you think that the government should continue making these prices go lower by federal policies? Yes, absolutely, 90%. Okay, same question. Do you think Donald Trump's policies of getting the prices to go lower should... No, well, God, I mean, if anything to do with Trump, the answer is no. There's no way you're going to get a reasonable reaction. And that's why it really kills me when the liberals say, well, it's approval rating. So it's got nothing to do with anything. And I don't believe them when they say that we're going to get clobbered in the off-year elections either. I think a lot of good things are going to happen by fall. I hope to God.
I hope. You better hope.
Well, I think it's all gas prices. And again, hell, the stock market's setting records still. So it's not that.
That has nothing to do with us unless you got something in the stock market.
They only care about gas. They only care about the price of gas.
That's right.
And groceries. But
if with the new Fed guy can come in and help with the rates, that's also a big thing with the housing market.
Yeah, it's true. People start to believe that all of a sudden, if they're 26 years old, maybe they can get a house. Because of Donald Trump. If they can link that, I mean, he just did the investment thing yesterday, which is huge.
Figure out some kind of, I don't want to say a loan to get a house, but some kind of structure where he can help the younger youth.
Something to back up a thing.
Yeah.
There's some program, And again, if he pulls it off, God bless him.
It's the economy. It's the prices.
Yeah. It's the economy stupid. It's been the saying as long as I can remember. It's the economy stupid. Anyway, God. Boys, any big plans? Pete, are you well enough to get out and boogie around there with your special missus or anything going on? Or
she's cooking something in the crock pot, so looking forward to whatever that is.
Crock pot cooking. Oh, excellent. And Veronica, Mrs. Flounder, plans for the weekend, or do you know yet?
I'm not sure. Might go visit my aunt and help her with some decluttering at her place. And
I got to declutter at my place.
Yeah,
I got
you
to
do.
bring your aunt over. Flounders fun. Here you go.
Love coming to Madison. It's my third time here, and everyone's very nice and good people. I like the hotel I'm staying at. It's beautiful. The Madison Concourse. Very nice. If you guys have ever stayed there, the water pressure is violent. That is the meanest. Dude, it is a fire hose. I'm like, am I protesting? What are we doing here? It is pain, like it's on, and I'm like, it's one of those showers you get in like this, and then you're just against the wall. You can't go front in. There's too many sensitive areas here. You got to back into the shower and just quick baptism and the bidet shot, and then you're out of there. You're like, I got to get to my show. It is pain. What happened? Why? Why that kind of water pressure? That must have been a 1-star review. That had to have been. That water pressure feels like a vendetta. Like it feels. I think someone left a 1-star review like 6 months or a year ago, and they're like, the water pressure was a joke. And the manager read that, and he's like, get me Jeff. Jeff comes by, crank it up to 11, but you can't handle it, sir. I don't know why he has an accent, but that's fun to think of a maintenance man in Wisconsin. The boilers can't handle the pressure. I said crank it to 11, damn it. And now the rest of us at the Madison Concourse.
Who's that? Do we know who that is?
Zoltan. I can never forget his last name. Zoltan
I know who that is.
Kerouac of some
there
sort.
you go. All right, boy, Jeff, again, thanks for everything. God bless America. Hope you have fun on the morning show next week. Why, they'll turn on you. They'll turn on you. And Flounder and Miss Veronica and Pete Davis. Semper Fi, glad you're doing better, my friend. Veronica, sing me home, baby. I got to go. You're killing me. Look out, Herb.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station, Extra 1063.
A message for seniors from President Trump. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News.
These are your golden years.
The president with that message at the Villages in Florida.
But these are really beyond your golden years. This is the golden age of America. This is where we are. We're in a period of time, and you've lived, and you're going to live a long time longer, but you're going right now through the golden age of America.
The president highlighting his no tax on Social Security policy while at the 55-plus community, also mentioning his no tax on overtime and no tax on tips plans. This comes a day after he signed an order that would create retirement accounts for people who